we're in frame. As Hilaire represented, you guys are have just made a hole with judicious use of demo charges outside of the hab module and have let in the corrosive atmosphere and let yourselves out. Um, not Armstrong. Fairfield has brought the loader around and is waiting for you.
Oh,
Did you say Fairfield?
so,
Her name is Fairbanks.
Fairbanks, yeah. My bad.
well, that was easy enough. Just another stroll. Everyone ready to go?
And I believe you guys had some juke plan. You're going to send some people off to what's his face, the Frostlight bunker, and some people were going to go back, have the ship come down, pick them up, and go back with the ship and the payload.
Yeah.
Has there been any change in that plan, or you want to just bring the Raza on down? Not the Raza, the Marmoset.
I don't
There was
think
no
there's been a
discussion of
change.
there was no discussion of any changes in the plan.
Yeah, I'm not objecting. Sounds great.
All right. It only takes half hour for the Marmosets to come down and meet you. And you guys are. Remind me, did you have other stuff you're going to try and salvage? What were you taking back to Frostlight?
Just some of the bulk of the salvage is just like that would be just like credit stuff, just like mechanic, like some whatever stuff we got from the lab. Basically, we do want to pass off that hey, we're not, and I guess though I got
We want
right
to put
because we don't
one little
really.
sweetener in there.
We had pulled out things like data slabs and survey scanners. You know, that was kind of the gist of what I was looking for. High value
Like-
portability.
Okay.
After all the IDs you got, Jesus.
I'm just thinking. I guess why wouldn't we go ahead and load that stuff up for the story? But
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
fine too.
That was the intention, was to have something that you could take back for plausible deniability.
All right, I'm
Right.
remembering now. Yep. Okay. I know. Okay. So then, when the Marmoset lands, there really isn't anything to load or unload. Oh well, there's I did make the servers quite heavy, so there's the servers, but with the crew that you've got on, you can get a few bodies down there to quickly load those up and take away any of you that are returning with the ship. I believe part of your story was that you had one critically injured vac suit there.
Yep.
Which we do.
I mean, yeah, Oogie needs to get out of here just for vac suit reasons. So in addition to the servers, I think I'm taking the data about the biological experiments and all of the biological samples.
Okay. All right. That's easy enough. All right. As soon as Oogie is decontaminated and suited back up, he has been called to debrief with Elena. We're gonna spotlight on the rest of you for a minute. The Marmoset closes its bay doors and takes off, leaving you all in the corruptive atmosphere of Anti. You got a grav loader loaded up with some fairly valuable equipment from various labs. Well, not various labs, from a workshop and lab stuff.
Well, here's hoping we found the motherload, so to speak, and we can get these ships shipped on over. well, the designs for them. I do wonder how the others are getting on, who we sent across there.
Arch, not. Gosh dang, my words are all mixed up today. Fairbanks casts a skeptical glance over at Marcus. Have you spent any time with Armstrong?
Armstrong's on a different planet.
Oh, we spent time with Armstrong.
Oh, what's that, Nux?
I think Armstrong was with
Harry.
Harry, yes.
Yeah, I thought that's what Marcus
Yeah,
was
that's what
asking
Max was
about.
referencing. How
Yeah.
like he was wondering how they were getting on, basically. And that's what prompted that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think Armstrong might get along with the Un.
Is that Meowkin talking or is that Archibald talking?
That's Archibald talking.
Okay. Fairbanks raises her eyebrows.
Look, I'm just saying maybe.
Hey, look, we've got to think of the best, you know? Gotta have faith.
I think Harry's gonna carry it.
You think so?
The Un are all about, or the Bro are all about their name. You know, Bro, hulking out. They probably drink steroids for coffee.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also pretty literal, right?
Yeah.
Literally fist in your face.
Look, if anything's gone wrong, I'm sure we can try and clear it up, and if not, just skedaddle out of there.
I mean, yeah, how wrong can it go?
I mean, it's not like the whole planet will be burning down like this one, will it?
Oh, guess not.
Though, I'm actually would be curious, because we've seen, like, giant slugs down there that have, like, you know, evolved. Imagine what the Bro would evolve into.
If it's anything like those slugs, I don't need to see Hulk with tentacles.
Yeah. I wonder if we could...
Worry about that.
We need to figure out what we're doing with that footage, anyhow. Sure, it'll gather some attention.
Leave that to the commanders, my say.
Yeah. Because no doubt someone will want to hunt them down for something that they produce. And then things will just get messy.
You ever get any samples from the big one?
I didn't want to get close enough.
Oh, come on. I know where it is, I can take us back.
That's actually very tempting. One, to see if it's still there. But two, to actually get a sample.
That pales Fairbanks a little bit.
Calling the bluff.
More like something that Mark said. Wait, you think it might have gotten back up?
I mean... yeah. Like with anything, we don't know if it was truly dead. You've
Alright.
seen them animals, right? You know, the ones that, like, go and fight, like, snakes and stuff, and then they get bitten and then pass out for a bit, and then wake back up, and just fucking go ham?
Snakes aren't bullets. And
Oh, I know, but-
explosives.
I'm just more thinking, like, okay, we tied it out with our explosions and shenanigans, and it was just going to take us sleep for a while.
Tearing it out, there were chunks flying off it.
Yeah, but were they critical chunks?
Yeah, like, I could cut your arm off. That'd be a big chunk.
I don't
could
know what's
still, you know-
critical on a slug.
Exactly. It's a whole lot of muscle and just... well, not much squidge, actually. Just tentacles.
All right, destination Frostlight it is, and the grav loader changes course.
Sure. You wanna, just go have a nosy.
I don't want to see it if it's there, and I definitely don't want to see it not there. So I'm good.
Look, we know where it was, so once we get on the ship, we'll see if that can have a nosy at it. That'll set everyone's mind at ease. Or panic. One of the two.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, you guys have a good about 8 hours of travel on your grav loader before getting back to the Frostlight bunker. Excuse me. So I'm gonna flip back over to Oogie for a minute while you guys think of any kind of scene or interactions you want to have during those 8 hours. So put us over there. Let me put us on this one. Yeah. And then we'll fly through that and your bluff. So Oogie goes through.
Sorry.
Goes through decontamination and has a crisp uniform with his cowboy hat, or with a cowboy hat if he's got spares on the ship, sitting in his equipment locker waiting for him.
Yeah, he learned from last time, so he does in fact have a few spares.
Okay. And he keeps them in the equipment locker so that if something is, basically clothing is brought to him for the decontamination, they bring that with it.
No, he would keep that in his own
Okay.
footlocker.
All right, well then he'll have to go back and get his hat. All he's been brought is a fresh set of clothes.
Yeah, dons his jumpsuit, makes a quick swing by the barracks.
Okay.
And then heads to debrief.
All right. Elena has called him to the bridge for that, and is hanging out up there with Lily Grace and Sunny.
He strolls in, doffs his hat. Captain Elena?
Mr. Tuller.
What'd you like to know?
Have a seat.
Oogie plunks down.
Connor's still up there, just kind of piloting the shit. Sunny comes on over and does some medical things, while Lily Grace goes over notes that she has. Elena, excuse me. Let's see, who even would do that? Well, nobody on this ship. Right. Alexi and Ivan securing servers. We'll wait until we return to what's it called? Zenthra, before we dive inside and see what is there. Sunny sticks him with a needle. Draws out some blood. She doesn't even warn him.
Okay, winces. Christ, woman, tell me before you're gonna do that. Begging your pardon, Captain.
What did you think I was gonna do when I walked over?
Well, I don't know. You got some kind of medical scanner, don't you? And he narrows his eyes and goes, and don't even try to tell me that this is a scan.
she takes her syringe back over to the medical scanner.
Oogie grumbles. She could have done that and left that blood on the inside. I know she could have. That was spot.
There's not an expression that crosses her face. She just gets to work on it.
Oogie turns back to Elena. Taking the servers back to Xanthra. Now, I thought the plan was to drop them off with the bro.
It's
Or
not.
we do.
It's not the mission. You still want to make side cut, shortcut, not shortcut. It's neither. You still want to make detour?
Well, I mean, that's what we sent the others on over to Unfor, right? To prepare for the delivery of this information. You think the bro's gonna think it's as valuable if we've taken him back to Xanthra first?
Oh, no, just for a quick clarification, the taking this data to them over on to their mission is a bonus. They were going there just to basically negotiate contracts with Bro absent this.
Yeah, this was just to make everything efficient.
Yeah, you're
Get the
throwing
ball
a.
rolling.
They're taking over a contract cake. You're bringing over icing that makes it a 5-layer contract cake.
What a analogy.
Hey, I started it. I had to finish it.
Like an onion.
Sadly.
You know, the bro might actually like an onion better than cake. I should have done that.
Bro, I like an
An
onion.
onion cake.
An onion cake.
That's called a casserole.
It is.
So yeah, this is bonus. Is that Ugi's misunderstanding or was it yours?
Or a little bit of both.
Okay. Elena looks at Ugi. Is possible. Would not add to travel time at all.
Yeah, we'll have to think about that in transit. See, I reckon if we take it back to Xanthra first, the bro are gonna think we made a copy. And, I mean, let's be honest, we are gonna if we take it back to Xanthra. And, you know, they're gonna want some kind of exclusivity agreement.
Duh, is reasonable.
But then that could all be ironed out in the contract. Even if we have a copy, doesn't mean we're gonna use it against them. We'll figure it out.
Elena looks over at Lily Grace. Is anyone on ship can pull data and schematics out of servers like that? And Elena gives Lily Grace gives a little bit of a shrug. Says that she can take a look at it, but she's not all that great if there's any kind of hacking or anything that needs to go into it. Oh wait, we actually have Connor on this ship. Forgot about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you did mention he was here.
Yep, he's right there in that in the bridge. So
Present and accounted for.
Connor raises up out of his seat, and I don't remember what accent Lulu was using for Connor, so I'm gonna stick with
It was a light Scottish accent, wasn't it?
Was it?
Not
Was
Scottish,
Lulu? I can't imagine Lulu doing Scottish or Irish.
Welsh
Welsh.
accent.
Okay, I'm definitely not trying that. And Connor says that he'll put his head together with Lily Grace to dig out what's in those servers. Elena looks back over at Oogie. Duh. Seems we have capability. Anything else to report, Mr. Tromar?
I mean, I could tell you all what happened down there, but be just as quick to write it out and make it an official report.
Give us the short of it, and not spare any video.
Wait, not spare any video? What does that mean?
Don't spare the details, any kind of video you got.
Oogie's eyes light up and he fumbles for his survey scanner. Well, if it's video that you want, Captain, have I got a show for you.
And I'm gonna let you give us some highlights of what Oogie shows and how he presents, but after that I'm gonna take us back to the surface.
Absolutely. So Oogie is going to show the fight with the Mega Slug. Now, it so happens that I ain't the best with firearms, and we was on a moving vehicle. And as you can see here, Amaya, Marcus, and Archibald were definitely holding their own against this gigantic slugopede. Fairbanks is a hell of a driver for somebody who ain't never driven before. And he shows the video in all of its cinematic glory, waggling his eyebrows. I reckon Nemesis is gonna be damn pleased with this. I smell a new expansion to, I don't know, whatever that game's called. I don't remember.
Delta Rain.
That's the one.
All right. All present enjoy and are enthralled by this, and a little bit grossed out at some parts. Sonny takes a particular interest in the crazy mutation shenanigans. Let's hop on back down onto the surface. So, the four of you riding along in your grav loader with just valuable but miscellaneous equipment from medical labs and engineering workshop. Is there anything that you guys want to engage? Any scene? Anything you want to say here? No?
Yes, but no. It'd be more just like small talk about. I wonder what else like evolved. I
Okay.
wonder how many people, actually have seen the shit we've seen. Like, that kind of vibe, basically.
Let's just get a quick overview of, say that conversation topic comes up, and just a brief overview of everyone's thoughts on it. How does Archibald feel about evolution of creatures?
I'm thinking we give any creatures a wide berth.
I don't want to see the
That's all I got.
jellyfish again. I mean, those were great. And thinking about that, that's what old Max will bring up. Like, so what are we actually going to do about, the jellyfish things? Are we going to mention them, not mention them? Like, what's the dealio there?
Well, I don't think we're here to reserve. I don't. It's like I don't know. I don't reckon we need to do anything about them, but kind of not what I'm paid for,
I mean, I do wonder though, what stuff we didn't see. I mean, what we've seen: a floor of zombies, a slug, whatever you want to describe them jellyfish as. I'm just curious to see what else kind of exists.
Wids. Fairbanks offers free cab. There are squids, not jellyfish.
Oh, okay, sorry. Squids. Makes it, the whole bit different.
Well, yeah, squids are cute.
What, when they're walking on dead legs?
Eh.
You know, I'm also wondering what they'll describe us as in, you know, like their tales. How we valiantly saved their kin.
Think we're gonna become like their gods or something?
Maybe.
Fairbanks laughs. They're gonna eat you next chance they can.
No. They were hugging my legs.
Oh,
They
there's all-
weren't after them, they were just hugging and admiring them.
They leave anything behind? They're seasoning you.
I don't know.
Well, it seemed like they didn't like eating legs. They seemed to like playing with their legs.
I know. Look, if that one tried eating my legs, it would have found out I'm very attached to them. I mean, once I said, no, don't eat my legs, it kind of got the idea, eventually. Maybe it took a couple of minutes, but it did.
Did Maya have anything to add into here?
This conversation is weird. This is a weird conversation. This planet is weird. We're not coming back here.
I think that's a perfect line to move on with. All right. Yeah, the four of you continue various idle bits of chatter over the next 8 hours as you make your way back to the Frostlight bunker. And I'll offer a quick opportunity to Talair for you to get anything in with Oogie, although I imagine he's probably fairly tired by this point.
No, nothing that needs to be on camera.
Okay. Alright. On the marmoset, Lily Grace and Connor start getting into those servers. And back on Ante, you see the Frostlight bunker, the big boxy square, and the towers with railguns on top of them rising up before you. It takes a bit longer for the fencing around it to come into view, mainly because it's not made of highly visible insta-panels. But you at least know where it is by the general location of the insta-panel constructed, and with a little bit more support, railgun towers, turret towers. Yeah, swing around to the front gate, and I can move us back over to that sheet now. Bring around to the front gate, and they open up, let you in. And coming out of the bunker, you see two people in power armor coming towards you and your loader. As Fairbanks guides it in and onto one of the receiving platforms. You know, all these little places here.
I'll start work on dismounting my heavy machine gun.
You could have completed that before if you wanted.
Yeah. Oh, probably should do that before. Yeah.
I do remember you guys saying you wanted to have removed evidence of that before getting back. So, if you
did
want,
Probably.
I remember
I know it was-
a fixed check was made to mount it so that it wouldn't leave any marking. So I don't think I even need a fixed check to cover those back up.
We just had some really big magnets.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Effing
Yeah.
magnets. How do they even work?
They just do.
Yeah, some electromagnets would have been perfect for that, I think.
Oh, yeah, let Let me see. How's that actually fit in my inventory now? I guess you're really going overweight. I have enough room to stow it.
Yeah, it's not really an issue at this point, especially with like you guys aren't having to run from anything, as far as you know.
Yeah, and the over encumbrance rules are pretty generous actually. I looked them up last session.
They really are, yeah. Okay. The person that's kind of attending you is just wearing a normal back suit, but you see Guy Kielson, and I think he introduced his sister to you, coming on over to visit with you.
No, well, we'll just act casual.
Okay. Well, looks like you got yourselves a nice big haul. Well, I've seen bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to cut it short a bit.
But I haven't seen such precise. Ooh-wee, what'd you get up there?
Well, evidently not enough if you've seen bigger.
So it sounds like he's not really even aware that the marmoset landed.
Hasn't seemed to give any indication.
All right, well, we'll just play along. If he's not going to bring it up, we're not going to bring it up, right? So I'll just start offloading and saying just what he'll pay for if he'll pay any premiums for any of these.
Okay.
So it's I found it was a workshop, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got most of the stuff from.
Yeah.
I found it's a workshop that hadn't that was still sealed.
So pristine, all pristine this.
Oh, yeah. Went all the way up out to Corin Road, I imagine. You got something untouched.
Yeah, pain in the ass though, but yeah.
That was your ship came down, right?
No,
Yeah.
we had to evac. One of our members got his suit punctured a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
messy business, that. I hope that fridge came in handy to you. You guys did actually buy one of the fridges.
Oh.
The Fallout fridge.
I totally forgot about that.
I didn't think we had one.
I think that's literally going to be Marx's reaction. It's like, oh yeah, we bought one of those.
Kill some ops.
I'm like, wait.
That would have been useful. Yeah.
It's buried under the piles of salvage.
He pulls back a flap. Oh, no, it didn't come in useful.
Yeah, no, that would have made life a whole lot easier.
No refunds.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a little bit panicked there. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all had any issues with them slugs?
Yeah, the big ones like the grow tentacles, jump up and down.
No, I ain't heard anything about that. Mostly people just take pictures of them and move on by.
Yeah, do that.
Well,
Don't get close.
Keep doing that.
They are scary.
Tentacles, you say?
Oh no, it's worse than you imagine. Believe me.
You get any pictures?
Well, do you know like a grav loader at top speed? Yeah, imagine that thing but faster coming right at you.
The girl at the side, the sister, looks kind of excited by this. Do you have any pictures of it?
We have video of it, don't we?
Well, the person who got injured, they're the one with the video. So, once they're a bit better, I'll check in with them and, make sure everything's sorted. And we'll make sure to give you a copy. Well,
yeah, that'd be cool.
As a warning, not getting close.
Well, I'll wrap it into our warning video.
I definitely would recommend it.
Maybe only for those folks that say they're gonna go that far out, though. I don't want to scare away all the customers, you know?
I mean, it's such an inviting place.
Well, you haven't even been inside the bunker. He kind of swings his arm around to gesture at the window. You do see people inside kind of just being like soldiers in a mess hall. Except they're not soldiers, they're just, you know, your everyday scrappers and salvagers and just laborers in a very
People
dangerous
trying
job.
to get by. Yeah, so, well, managed to come away some good stuff, I think, to be honest. Albeit that's up to for you to say.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of this here.
You know, we went for quality over quantity, you know. Also because it's just a pain in the ass to move all this.
Alright, I'm gonna give him a quick roll over here. He looks over the lot as it's being offloaded and weighed and all that for transport purposes. And what? Oh, you get yourselves a mighty fine haul here. There's nothing in it that I'm gonna put up any credits for.
Really? Oh, jeez. Okay.
I wouldn't want to deprive you of the privilege of selling it. I couldn't match the prices that you'd get anywhere else, and well, I gotta say there's nothing that I find any private collectors would offer anything more for. It's all nice equipment. All nice equipment. Just, you know, it's equipment.
So nothing you would find useful, you know? I mean, it came from a workshop. I figured it'd be good at least.
Nah, Amanda's got all the tools and the equipment she needs. Anything more, and we're gonna have to pay someone, bring it down whenever we touch down. We like to travel light, and Amanda pipes in. He likes to travel light.
Oh. That's a shame.
If I remember correctly, the deal here was we pay per pound, per ton,
Mhm.
for the privilege of having used these services, and then we get to sell the stuff elsewhere.
Right. There was a little rider on there that if there was anything of particular interest to him, he'd offer to buy it. And that's
Yeah, that's what Marcus was hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. Maybe he doesn't want this.
Well, either he didn't recognize something, or it's as he said. It's all just nice but basic equipment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we should certainly act like we're disappointed to hear this.
In the grand scope of things, it probably is better for to be taken back to Raza anyways. Just for repurposing.
Do we have
no
enough
cargos?
I was gonna say we have no cargo space.
We're just gonna be stuffing it under beds.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I forget the Marmoset still has no cargo space. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Just ain't no room for it. And it's gonna ship that has a little bit, so Oogie's happy.
Yep, it's gonna be a tight fit, but you've got just under a ton, and he asks, basically he's charging for the full ton. There's no partials here. So 250 credits.
Grumble. Not coming out of my pocket. I've got 0 credits.
Sorry, how much credits was it?
250.
Well, hopefully I get paid back for this, and I'll give him the 250.
You can submit an expense report. All right. Yeah, offers the courtesy of a shuttle to take the stuff back up to your ship.
Does
Or
it give receipts?
Yeah, he'll give you a receipt.
There, that now you can submit it as for expenses.
Yeah.
He'll basically include a receipt, a quick receipt line in the transaction. So it's not a physical copy or anything that you can present, but it does show in the credit transaction.
Also, before I go, I've got some good stuff you might want.
Oh yeah?
Maxwell go into his backpack, pull out a nice little package of leaf. Now this. You want some?
Might be a nice treat for some of the folks here. Some people get a little wound up. How
And it's also one of them.
How much you pushing it for?
You can have that much.
I didn't hear what you said.
You tell me how much you want of it, and you can have that much for free. No worries.
How much is it? Like how?
I have 90 creds worth.
Um, he just wants to buy the whole bag.
Oh. I'm not selling it, I'm giving it to him. On the condition that next time we come, you give us the heads up, right? You know, you hear anything, see anything, give us the heads up, yeah?
Yeah, slowly takes the bag from Marcus. It sounds like you're wanting to be privy to some inside information.
I'm just wanting to make sure we don't waste our time with stuff like this that maybe you don't find interesting. Because if you don't find it interesting, then nobody will. It's just going to waste our time. Also one of them. I'm hoping to avoid the slugs. I'm hoping places, well, you say there might be a bit of ways from it, but anyway.
All
You enjoy.
right. Well, I'll certainly put this to good use, and I'll keep your kindness in mind.
Appreciate it. I mean, we're stuck down here, I figured you might get some use from it.
Ben, if you wouldn't mind, put Marcus and Amanda Kilson. Oops. I'm typing it out for you also. Just note that on your sheet, the not transaction, but the exchange there.
Okay.
That way, if there's stuff relevant, you can bring them back up, and I'll do a quick search to remind myself who they are. You know, if I forget.
You would never.
No.
It's now on my sheet.
Marcus salutes. It's been pleasure doing business with you, and is ready to call a cargo lighter to take your haul back up. And you.
Much appreciated.
All right. Doesn't take much longer. And you're basically left out there just kind of waiting for the cargo lighter to come on down and get loaded up. But once it does, you're taken back up to the Frostlight ship, the Tansy Frost, and the Marmoset is given instructions to dock with it to receive shipments of cargo. Back on the marmoset, Elena sends a call for Oogie.
Okay, Oogie responds.
All right. He never moves me. Forget that it doesn't move me when I move everyone else. Put you guys over here in this blob. Oogie is joined by. Is there other? Oh, your other guard is down there with you. Okay. Oh, Oogie is joined by Saul Elazad. In receiving the words in docking with the Tansy Frost. Saul is armed with his Void Carbine, and if Oogie hasn't brought one, he passes one over to him.
Oogie takes the gun with a look of alarm on his face, and then tries to position himself in the same posture as Saul, so he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Oh, Saul is relaxed. He is leaning against the wall. He is about as casual about this as one could be, and he looks great doing it.
Oogie looks about as casual as somebody who was forbidden under penalty of death from wielding a gun, holding the gun.
Yeah. It's alright. What is, why are you so tense over there, my man?
Well, I mean, I never had a Void Carbine before.
Never had a Void Carbine before.
He holds it like he's afraid that it's gonna go off at any second. I mean, I get the idea, you know, point this end at the other man and pull the trigger, but not too crazy about guns, you know?
Don't forget the safety.
The what now?
He grins a bit and nods inside his vac suit. Well, I'll recommend you get some firearms training back at base camp.
Oogie grimaces behind his mask. I don't know. I gotten along just fine up till now without it.
He shrugs and then he does take a more suitable posture. He stands, squared with the wall, and perhaps Oogie is just now realizing why the walls are shaped as they are, because Saul Elazad fits snugly in there with room to peek out and take cover from any incoming fire. It's like the walls were designed to be a defensive choke point.
Oogie tries to mirror Saul.
Saul looks
Oogie is not successful.
Saul looks over and gives him the waggly hand. You'll learn. Aside from that, the interaction goes smoothly. None of the Frostlight Company try to board your ship without explicit permission. And the cargo that the equipment that you've picked up from from the Nox, is, well, it's squirreled away somewhere. Lily Grace has spent the last couple of hours figuring out how to secure it, rig it up, because, well, you've got artificial gravity on these ships, and inertial dampers. You still want to secure everything, because those sometimes fail, or sometimes the ship makes maneuvers that throw things around anyways. And so there are a number of doorways that have been clamped open as being one of the strongest places in the ship to brace them, and she's not very happy about that. Be sure she'll take that up with Raza management also.
So incidentally, as Marcus, Fairbanks, Archibald, and Amaya return to the ship, Oogie leans over and he goes, "Watch out for Sonny. She's gonna try to stick you with a needle when he ain't looking."
Fairbanks rolls her eyes sympathetically. And unless there's anything else you want to, or any other interaction you want to have with Frostlight Company, now Guy Kilson and Amanda aren't up in orbit, and the rest look like they're basically just plain old crew.
Does Marcus pass along the request for footage of the slugipede?
Not footage, just pictures. You don't give them the full shebang, just snapshots.
Okay, Oogie trims some good screenshots out of the video and passes those along to Kilson and company.
Okay. You get a message back by text with a thanks, exclamation point, exclamation heart emoji.
But by the way, we did have 75 IDs. Those didn't get role played, but we did have 75 IDs among the turn in.
I even reminded myself about that. Yeah. Did you turn those over?
They would have turned those over. Yeah, that would have paid.
Yeah.
That would have paid for the paid for the haul and then some.
Easily. Because you didn't just bring back heads, you brought back actual identifying information.
Actual identifying cards, yeah.
So that brings back 375. So I guess the fairest way would be just to let Marcus have his 250 back, and then the rest of you split up to 125. But I'm not you.
It does seem like the easiest way to do it.
I mean, Marcus did just give him a big packet of leaves, so.
True.
Exactly. You're enjoying life.
Let Marcus hold on to it for now.
Okay. So
I'm fine with that.
I don't hear any complaints, so Marcus gets the full 375. Kilson seemed legitimately surprised and thrilled to see this. As far as you could tell, he was sincere in his interest to give some kind of closure to families of the Nox that the people that were killed or unkilled down there. And he has those taken away to be cleaned, restored as necessary, and prepared for delivery. So at this point, you're back on the marmoset. Connor has been pulled away from the servers to make preparations to leave orbit and fly the ship out to the horizon. Now he's not going to need to...
Not yet.
Okay.
Shopping trip.
Shopping trip. You going over to Thurwood again first?
Yeah, Oogie's got a few purchases to make on Third now that we're on our way out.
Alright.
You know what I'm looking for.
I thought he'd actually bought those on the first trip.
We can say that he bought those on the first trip if that's better.
It works for me. I don't mind. If you want another day on Thurwood, that's fine also. But if there's no other reason than just quick shopping for Oogie, then we don't need to.
Okay.
And Archibald's dead broke, so he doesn't really want to go on a shopping trip right now to feel bad.
Okay.
Yep, we'll just retcon the shopping trip.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's something that Oogie could easily have accomplished. You guys spent 3 days on Thurid the last time you were there, and so you had plenty of time to get whatever you needed.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah. Connor prepares the ship for travel to the horizon. It only takes him good 15-20 minutes, and then he's back in the workshop on those servers with Lily Grace. Oogie receives an anonymous message on his compad.
And what does the anonymous message say?
It doesn't say anything. It's an eggplant.
Oogie knows what that means. So Oogie is going to sneak down to engineering with the present that he purchased and a week-old special brownie.
Okay.
Because he took a brownie, but he didn't eat it.
Yep.
No, you didn't, you traitor. But I'm impressed.
So he's gonna poke his head into engineering and see what all is happening down there.
Well, he sees Connor with those servers set up all throughout the workshop, almost completely blocking Lily Grace's office. But there's been a passageway to get in there. It looks like it was an afterthought. And wires all over the place, well, between the servers and connected to an arrangement of data slabs on the workspace in front of him. He's actively typing at 3 of them. Not all at once, obviously. He hasn't grown a third arm. But he is rapidly, flipping back and forth between them. And Nola Grace looks over as the door opens up and just says something to Connor, which, by all appearances, Connor barely even registers. There's a slight movement of his head, and she slips through that little pathway between the servers and into her office with a brief glance back at Oogie.
Oogie is going to slip past Connor and into the office, and if Connor so much as makes eye contact, Oogie's just gonna have he's gonna have a little grin on his face, and he's gonna wink.
There's no eye contact.
So yeah, Oogie is going to slip into Lily Grace's office with her.
All right. Now I remember you typed out exactly what you bought her, but there we go. I found it.
Okay.
Are you wanting to fade now, or would you like to have reveal what that little present was?
Well, so not only do I want to reveal what the present is, there's actually a role play scene here prior to the fade that needs to happen.
Okay.
So yeah, Oogie is going to he's going to unwrap the special brownie and explain that we got these a week ago, and I wasn't really feeling it, so I saved it for a special occasion. Seems like that's today. And then he reveals the gift, which is a little magnetic flower pot that she can hang next to her bunk, and a collection of drought-resistant seeds. Just in case you want to plant some flowers back on Camiego, because I figured you like flowers. You said you were gonna grow some poppies.
She looks surprised by this, well, fairly thoughtful gift. Bites her lip. What's this mean, Oogie?
Well, I thought it'd be kind of nice, and Oogie he's actually blushing, and he looks really nervous.
Oh. She takes a slow inhale. This isn't about just sexing.
Oogie looks like he's a little bit at a loss for words and goes, "Well, see, here's the thing, Lily Grace. I haven't, been with anyone since," and he kind of makes a motion at his head to indicate the QED procedure.
She nods and there's a little bit of sympathy in her eyes.
And he looks real pained, and he goes, "Thing is, I don't remember any of my past lovers, right? I don't know who I've been with. I don't know who I am."
Might be married.
He shrugs and kind of gestures at the flower pot. Figured I might as well try to do it right.
She kind of she was sitting at or leaning her butt against the edge of her desk, and with this she lifts herself up and sits on it, not particularly invitingly, just sitting there on a desk. I wasn't expecting that. Don't know what to do now. The men I've been with, they're thinking about me when I'm not there. It's thinking about my tits or my ass.
Now that invites a grin from Oogie. He goes, "Well, I mean, I've been thinking about them too, if that makes it any better."
She laughs, grins, and blushes some. It does a bit. So I go back to my question then. What is this? Is this just pampering me up? Didn't need to do that. Wanting to do this right? What does that mean? Are we a thing? Is this what you want?
Now it's Oogie's turn to bite his lip, and he shrugs. I don't know. I guess it's what I want for now. Take it one day at a time.
She takes that in, nods, and pulls him close while sliding herself closer to the edge of the desk that she's sitting in. And that seems like
Oogie,
good. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Oogie falls into her embrace, and we'll fade.
Yep. All right. And so the marmoset rocks its way off to the horizon. Anybody else got anything that they're doing, or is everyone pretty much just getting themselves some rest, since Oogie was tired when he got back to the ship and you guys have been going for another 8 hours?
I'm trying to get a refund.
A refund?
Yeah, of my 250 credits.
Oh, you already got it. I'm turning the.
Oh yeah,
I
we
guess
would have.
you-
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could. Oh, I guess you could still get a rebate for that, though. I mean, that was a business expense versus other stuff, which is money that we earned. rather than deducting it from that, you might as well
Eh.
still expensive. Do we need to talk? Do we need to talk
that's just
about
effort.
Elena?
You need to talk about this with your comptroller, Oogie, and he's busy right now.
Well, first things first is I gotta really do like a thorough cleaning of the heavy machine gun after
Oh yeah.
being in that atmosphere.
Yep, and Archibald can't find any engineering help to get it.
Yeah, usually I would tech. Yeah,
The finer details of it. I mean, I'm sure he knows how to do it. It's just that
Yeah,
they've got such
take
good
longer.
tools.
Well, I don't know where the tools in this place go. Let me see. We had a workshop on here too, don't we?
You do. Connor's busy working away, barely registers if Archibald comes in asking around about tools, and Lily Grace is nowhere to be found.
Damnedest thing.
All right, so Archibald struggles through with the field tools that he has. They're adequate, but they're not good. What is Amaya doing? Nope. May have lost Nox for a moment. Oh, there we go.
Just had to look for the microphone mute button. Instead of pulling down from the top of the screen, I decided to go through every menu in Discord. After a turn, Amaya's going to be sorting through some of the scrap, just getting into neater piles. Also, unencasing the stuff that we've covered in Insta panels.
Okay.
Just busying themselves with work.
Okay.
All I've got.
All right. And let's see. Marcus.
Yes.
What is Marcus getting up to? Is he just getting enough to sleep?
Yeah, he's just probably just trying to sleep and then eventually have a look at some of the samples he got.
All right. So, time passes, and bear with me a second. I'll let you slip in with any intervening scenes. But the ship makes it to the horizon. There's there's no interference, no intercept, nothing. In fact, Connor can take it to, as we've discussed, any point on the horizon. So it's very easy to even avoid the blockades and the not blockades, but the patrols, the checkpoints coming into the system. And he's ready to start on the way back to Zenthra. With if you guys are doing this, with a detour to UnXXV first. The only time it will add is however long you spend on the station, because that's a point at which you would need to refuel anyways, and it's the exact same distance in hexes.
It's not really a detour.
Yeah, it's not really a detour.
It's an extra stop.
He would rather go through, the captain would rather go through Holau, but yeah, either one is fine.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because I guess I did, out of character, misunderstand a little bit about what our plan was. I thought part of the whole negotiation was predicated on us getting this information.
No. You guys kind of had decided to pair these two missions up because it works out really nicely. Let me go back to the actual mission here. Where was the bro? So.
Basically, both missions were entirely separate missions. It's just this paired well.
Yeah. The primary mission for Do You Even Lift 3 is basically that. It's just materials and other things from Kamiego and from other trade agreements. You know, if you end up buying a whole bunch of rice from Shinobu, then you'll sell some of that off to the bro for it's trade contracts. But being that the bro have a highly functional shipyard, its productivity limited only by various agreements made after the war with the bro a few decades ago ended. And at the time you guys were pairing these missions up, you kind of put the two together of, hey, they've got a shipyard, we don't. These plans are something that we were going to, that the Raza was basically just going to be using as collateral for either quick buck, some funding, ongoing funding. It was basically going to be more trade stuff. And you put the two together and said this would make a fantastic opportunity at the time.
Okay, so there's no real hardship in taking them back to Zenthra first then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not really. There... In the fiction, there would be, because in the fiction, you would want to get them, if you want Harry and Armstrong to be able to throw this in or include this in any of their negotiations, then you'd want to get this to them as soon as you can. Zenthra, stopping back at Zenthra first, would be over a week's delay. Actually, almost 2 weeks of delay.
All right, so my vote is to take it directly to Un.
Yeah, that was really always the plan anyways.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be nice to say, like, I don't know if there's any, like, secrets in there to be squirreled out, but... yeah.
Cost of doing business.
Prompt delivery.
Yeah, okay. It's 2 votes for. Nox and Ben, are you opposed?
Nah.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. Connor is given directions to take the path through UnXXV instead of through Holawu. And again, there's no real difference in time. So he's got no reason to complain. After a few days, let's again, stop me if I'm rolling too fast here. Change the music here. We're in Metaspace music now. The whole trip from Ante to the Horizon to UnXXV and Directory Station is going to take another 18 days.
I mean, that's now.
I think that was British for nothing.
Yeah, that is.
Huh. Interesting.
It's like a horribly misbangled pronunciation of not. N-A-U-G-H-T.
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I can see that.
Sorry, Ben. So,
Anywho's.
I'm curious to hear if there's any chatter about well, this giant mega slug. Let's actually set a scene here. You guys have just reached the horizon. People have woken up, and the ship is preparing for your first jump out of system into metaspace. Ivan has cooked up something spicy. Heard some stories about what happened down on the planet, and wanted to give you something to, really take your minds off things. And well, it's not slugs, but it is little slices of beef, little rounded cubes of beef, more like, that you have.
Simple slugs.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of sauce dribbled over them, and if you look closely, real close, cross your eyes a little bit, it looks like they're squirming in that ball.
Yeah, Archibald's just gonna look at it leerily, like, Diva didn't really have to.
He and Alexei laugh heartily.
Look, the vid's one thing, but it's a little different when you're there getting chased down by it. Makes it a little less appetizing, you know?
Alexei laughs and comes over and claps Archibald on the shoulder. This all in good fun. We have seen vids and applaud bravery of our crew, Fairbanks, Amaya, Oogie, and Archibald, and even Marcus.
Well, here goes nothing. Ain't gonna need it. It's like, oh yeah, and then it's like, oh okay.
Yeah.
As long as it don't taste like slug.
It's actually a little bit less spicy than his usual.
A refreshing change of pace.
And I do want to kind of hear some thoughts from characters, or chatter from characters, about that harrowing experience, now that you've had some time to rest on it and think on it.
I wonder if we, say, had just gallons of salt, we could have avoided this whole thing by just, like, throwing down a salt mine or something.
I mean,
Should we start
either
packing
that, I'll
salt?
just get the ship in overhead and just get it to bust down upon it. Albeit, I'd hate to see what it would transform into at that point.
Yeah, just orbital bombardment. But, like, practically.
Just add salt
If we-
grenades for the standard loadout.
I mean, it could just be like a bag of salt. Could we have just thrown a bag of salt at it, and then would it have, like, left?
I mean, just transform the sand thrower into a salt thrower. Sounds
Well, see,
perfectly fine.
But if it ain't enough, I mean, that might have just pissed it off more.
Fairbanks looks over at Amaya. Could you build a salt grenade?
I mean, sand blasters are a thing. You can sandblast something to clean it. They do it for boats. They
So,
could just put salt in it.
There's even sand thrower ship weapons.
Oogie grins mischievously. Yeah, but I ain't never seen a boat.
You do come from a desert planet. What's a boat? I mean, it's basically a spaceship that goes on water.
It's just a less advanced spaceship.
Instead of traveling the astral sea, it travels the water sea.
Yes.
Fairbanks raises her hand. I ain't never seen the sea. She comes
It's
from
like a
Sos,
pool,
by the way.
but really big.
Oh yeah, Sos is about. Sos might be about as. Actually, no, Sos is drier than.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what's that? Zenthos the system. Dry Sun's the town.
Kamiaga's,
Kamiaga.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oogie scowls. You know, dang it, I've been on 2 other planets now and I still ain't seen a lake.
Oh,
Yeah, when
do
we're going for like,
do the oases
Ooh.
count as lakes?
I wouldn't think so. Not big enough. They're more like ponds. Now, we could see if the Roz is down with making an artificial lake, though.
I think that'd be a huge waste of water logistically, but
Oh, absolutely. But I can't imagine. I can't help but think that it's probably very possible. Just very inefficient.
Well, do it on my
Does
behalf.
Raza headquarters, does Dry Sun have a swimming pool, like a municipal swimming pool?
It does not.
well, I think we need to request one.
Probably because no one on that planet knows how to swim.
Some people on Kamiega do know how to swim. There are specific, like, Oasis diver cast skills. And that's probably relegated to the slaves, usually.
But I mean, is that swimming or so much just like having an air hose?
Attached.
It's always
I'm thinking.
hopeful that it's swimming. Some of the oases can get big, but no, for the most part, it's just, okay, I'm now I'm laying on the bottom with a snorkel that's above water.
I mean, so hold on. I'm trying to think of what would they die for? Because the Oasis move, right?
They do.
In some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you need to dive in them for rather than just wait for it to move?
Because there's little delicatessen creatures that when the water has filtered up
Yeah.
through the sand, they come up with it.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. That
Food.
kind of makes some sense.
Yeah.
Delicacies.
And if you eat one while you're down there, they just clamp your air hose and leave you there.
I mean, yeah.
It's a job entrusted only to the most loyal slaves.
Yeah, you do that one too many times, you get a hit put out on you.
Alexei, none of you seemed scared in the video. Are you all made of such iron, or is good acting?
Pretty sure it's just adrenaline.
Yeah, just accepting death, I would say.
Well, I didn't say accepting death.
Waiting for the inevitable of when it catched up, but we just managed to get away.
Yeah.
Well, that was for me, at least.
Me neither. I'm not accepting. Amaya, how did you do that under such pressure?
I had bigger things to worry about than a new pair of pants.
I
can worry about that when I'm safely back on the ship.
It's fine peeing in vac suits. That's what they're made for.
No, it's not the pee they're worried about.
I didn't do that, at least. And eyes kind of squirrely shift to Fairbanks and then back to other topics. And unless you want to throw more in there, there's more general questions and chatter about the experience. Suffice to say that the crew has the video quickly made the rounds, and the crew is rather impressed with how that went down. You guys are kind of ship heroes for the moment.
Hell yeah.
Shapiro.
If there's a moment of quiet though, Oogie's gonna reflect. Yeah, I know everybody's interested in the slugs, but I can't stop thinking about the squid.
Yeah, just walking around on two legs, just, enjoying life.
Well, the part where they tried to communicate with us, showed signs of intelligence and tool use, maybe even some kind of funerary ritual. Still not entirely sure what we ought to do about that. I mean, law says we got to report it to mandate, but that's going to be a mess of trouble.
Or going to meet up with Armstrong. They know everything about galactic mandate laws. Ask them.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a right fine idea. Yeah, Oogie's going to write up his report then and share it with Armstrong before doing any kind of publication of it.
Okay. Alright, we can do that once you get to Directory Station and meet up with them.
But he will also share it around with the mission team, Elena, and Sunny.
Alright. Elena doesn't really have any opinions of it. And Sunny, nope, Sunny doesn't care either. I suppose I should say that the only opinion that Elena has is that whatever information is provided, whatever information is given to Galactic Mandate, just make sure that it doesn't get Raza in trouble. That's what she reviews for.
I'm glad I have a couple of weeks to figure this part out. This is a genuinely tricky ethical conundrum that you've given us, Dexter.
Well, do we want to reveal the... Sorry,
Wow.
not jellyfish, squid.
Well, not just do we want to reveal, but how much do we reveal?
All of it.
Yeah, I'll do what you want. I'm not going to be here the next couple weeks.
But you'll have access to Discord.
I will. Probably.
I expect to see your contribution to the discussion.
Archibald's just going to be like, I'm going to keep my head down when you throw that turd at that fan.
Basically, I don't want it on my face.
All right, so that I'm not lining 5 minutes worth of news reports all together as soon as you get back to Camiego, I'm going to take a look at my at the timing of news and see if there's any of it that would reach you once you're in Un. So let's see at Un. Let's see, what is the date going to be? Last time I tallied was October 24th. Oops, wrong way. And it has been 28, 34, 54, 55, 56 days. 56 days since you were last on Damiega.
Quite a few days.
It is. Okay. There we go. 12, 17. So it's actually the 17th of December when you arrive at Directory Station. The 16th of December when you reach UnXXV. And there will have been some news broadcasts since then, so let me play one of them, like I said, so that I'm not just piling them all up. Stop the music. Put that down. And let me find Hidden Richard track. Still have to change that. I'll check and see if you can hear this.
The following broadcast.
Everybody able to hear that?
Yes.
Affirmative.
All right. So we're gonna play this one first.
Will an innocent teen crush end in teenage innocence crushed? Multifarious presents Aw Dream of Freedom, guest starring Lon Irons and Lee Fanshi of Sunset Mirage fame, in the steamiest roles of their career. Stay after the show for exclusive interviews with Erica Kane and Bethany Sinclair, playing Brandy and Clara Freedom, for just 1 credit.
Just 1 credit.
And I totally forgot to link the thing at the same time as playing it, so let me just get back in that. I'm not going to play it again, but I personally like the idea that you can listen to it anytime you want. Don't know if anybody's taking advantage of that, but I like it. There we go. I thought you'd appreciate that, Laura Links.
Lon Irons actually sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure y'all have used that name before, haven't you?
Yes, we have. You have heard it in some of the one-shots.
Sure.
He's the star of Johnny's favorite show. He is a bad actor.
Oh, he's like an action actor, right?
Mm-hmm. Lee Fanshi plays his sidekick. She can act. Lon Irons is going to be terrible.
But he's a pretty face.
I don't know. I always pictured him as kind of looking like a young Lee Marvin. Make of that what you will.
You'll have
An Audrum of Freedom suggests that there's some sort of like rebellion, right?
I think I actually know exactly what that show is about, yes.
All right. You guys have arrived at Directory Station. You were given special privilege, special dispensation, because of Oogie, to have a second ship from your what UNXXV is now recognizing as a corporation in orbit with either of the planets. UNXXV, the bro, typically will not allow more than 1 ship from any corporation, government, faction, anything to be present at a time. And Oogie has again gotten you a special exception to that.
With
Oogie,
with a
our
little
boy.
bit with a little bit more time to brush up on protocols. I mean, Oogie was even able to like prep documents and everything, so
Yeah,
it was all official like.
There was some kind of loophole where essentially you are just an attaché to the ship that is already here. And since your ship is smaller, literally smaller, the bro accept that. And of course they'll certainly modify that later on, but for now, you're good. And you can dock and meet up with Harry and Armstrong. by
Yeah.
this time, just real quick, a little bit more narration. By this time, this deciphering those servers and decrypting them and getting the blueprints out of them, the schematics out of them, has been completed. This would all be for naught if it hadn't been. And Connor is able to wrap the whole bit of data up into 2 storage units. That's actually quite a lot of storage, but there's quite a lot of detail to these. There you can talk. Go
I'd
ahead.
say that was a positive. Very detailed.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll just put a little box over here. And who wants to be meeting back up with Harry and Armstrong?
Marcus, he wants to know how they've gotten on.
Oh wow, have I not? Didn't you guys promote Armstrong? Oh no, you sent her on this as
Proving.
yeah, to
The person
promote.
to be.
Hmm?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and there's Harry. Let's see if yep, he comes up as his stats are correct also. Perfect. I did, by the way, finally promote and upgrade. Let's see. Saul Elazad had gotten a promotion at some point. Sonny got a promotion at some point. And Quiet River also. But on your teams, notice that Sonny's experience in the Astos Navy has she is a soldier.
What does
Oh,
that
hell yeah.
what does that mean for us?
Uh, Normally people NPCs that I've classed as medic, they have like they literally have 0 attack bonus.
So basically, Sonic is useful in a fight.
Yeah. Sunny has attack and damage as a normal military person would. She also rolled really high on her hit points, so that's good too. She's got 11 hit points. She had 4.
She's battle hardened.
Yeah. Now that she's feeling more comfortable with this crew, she's she's got more hit points.
Time to start taking into battle.
Your guards, especially promoted guards, will always be better, but she's not useless in a fight. And she also gains considerable morale out of that too. Did I note that? I don't think I did.
I mean, it's well, I mean, NPCs are never useless in a fight. They're other targets.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So Harry is his usual, his usual friendly
affable self.
and boisterous self, and Armstrong is also their usual, uh, reserved self, or are they? Um, there's a spark of something else, something different. And it's hard to tell because it is Armstrong. So I'm gonna ask for anyone who's here and who's wanting to be. You said Marcus was there, right?
Yeah, he wants to go see how they're getting on. He's nosy.
And who's wanting to be seeing that, you can go ahead and make a wisdom notice check.
Oh, this will go great. You ready?
I am.
Pwah. Oh, actually, okay.
It didn't go bad.
I was expecting a 4.
Anybody else?
Nah, Oogie's got too much on his mind.
Okay.
Eggplant emoji.
All right.
Among other things.
It's not single-minded.
All right. So, what Marcus notices is a little bit more, perhaps, life to Armstrong. There's a bit of a spark in there, and it's a good thing. They seem more lively, not much, but more engaged than usual. And their initial reporting of how things have gone. Harry does do the talking here, but his reporting is that so far it's gone phenomenal. He heaps praise upon praise on Armstrong, reddening their face with every compliment that he gives, and he knows what he's doing. He grins a little bit as Armstrong shrinks in just a little bit, but he doesn't push it too far. He levels out and just tells how Armstrong has basically found themselves to speak the bros language, I think, as one of you put it. Armstrong gets along very well with the bro. Aside from the whole physicality thing.
So Armstrong, we're not going to be losing you here, are we? You're not going to, think to stick around for a while?
No, sir.
Okay. I mean, you were settling in so well. I don't want to, just pull you away, but still, we like you. So, come on, fill me in. What's happened?
The bro are... I like them, but...
Difficult?
What?
They don't have a purpose.
What, in life, or on this planet, or with us?
I feel like I'm contributing to something bigger with Raza.
Carry on.
End report.
What do you mean, end report? Come on, just get into the juicy bit.
Harry picks up from this, says, I think what she's... dang it, Harry knows better. I think what Armstrong is saying is they're here to stay. Now, what did you
With
guys
the bro?
find? No, with Raza.
With Raza. Okay, that's what I picked up on. too,
Okay.
Like, here is currently with the bro, so.
No.
Just gotta clarify.
So, not gonna become like a second home?
Armstrong shakes their head. No, I don't think so.
So did the talks go well?
The talks went phenomenal. That was Harry again.
Okay, so I'm guessing what? Armstrong, you led the way here?
Yes, they did. I'm going to take it out of character just a little bit here. To note, here's what I've written, is that Armstrong navigates the cultural intricacies of the bro with ease. Finding in them kindred spirits and a sense of belonging. It's far be it for Harry to toot his own horn. No, I lie. He toots his own horn. and lifts up Oogie at the same time. Says that it was easy for him, riding on the heels of Oogie's first impression. Harry was able to prove that Raza sends their best, and that they have more than one of these best.
I mean,
Harry's put up several good fights over the week.
oh, it's good to hear. I mean, just one of them. You don't want your first performance to be your best one. You want to carry it on, you know?
Oh, well, he claps a hand on Oogie's shoulder. I'm gonna disappoint you then, because this man put on that best performance.
Oogie actually grimaces and he goes, "Yeah, and it cost me a broken rib. How you been faring? You need to go see the medic?"
No, they don't hit that hard.
Oh, look at you.
He grins cheekily.
Oogie, you know, we do have medical center, you know, if you just need some, like, you know, healing for them burns.
Oogie holds up a hand and he's got kind of like a knowing look. No, he's been here for what, 4 weeks now? This is Harry not demonstrating a sign of weakness because he knows that's going to get him punched again.
Oh, right. Embracing the culture. I get it.
Harry grins. And quick clarification, they've only been here for about 2 weeks. They didn't leave at the same time as you guys.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. That was part of my timey-wimey stuff so that I could have everyone back at Kamiego at the same time. Their stuff here, you know, wasn't going to take 2 months.
It took a bit of time getting prepared, researching the bro culture,
Exactly.
rewatching your fight over and over.
So Harry's been here for 2 weeks, but still, not demonstrating a sign of weakness.
Yes, absolutely. Everything else applies still. Yeah. Was there anything specific that you wanted to know about them? And don't ask trade details because I don't actually have that. I'm not a tradey person.
Yeah, no, it was just mainly to see how they've gotten on, how they've fared.
Yeah.
Like what kind of stuff happened, but I'm guessing just lots of fights.
Well, by both their accounts, they have fared well. There were lots of fights, which Harry championed Armstrong at every turn. And you know, a lot of it was kind of boring stuff, which Armstrong thrived on. Just facility and materials inspection, bulk price point algorithms, contract reviews.
Fun
Harry,
stuff.
yeah, Harry thinks that Armstrong and him make the best team ever.
I'm sure you do.
Armstrong actually kind of shrugs a little bit and inclines their head in what could be maybe a yes.
I was about to ask that. Does Armstrong agree?
It's not a strong agreement, but there is some semblance of agreement there.
Yeah, not disagreeing.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting
Culture question for you.
Mhm.
What's the bros' philosophy on gifting?
Well, it's a little bit different from normal human culture in that the bro don't own anything except for what they can carry. So if you gift something to somebody that they don't want to carry, they're not going to.
Not much of a gift at all.
But of course, if you give something that there's a real interest in or a real value to that person, then they will. They'll be certainly appreciative of it and hold on to it as well as they can. Just know that losing any fight lets the victor take something of their choice.
Well, in that case, Oogie is going to load something onto a data slab, and is going to go search out Trux Brixton to give Trux a gift.
Okay.
The whole back catalog of Rattlesnake and Hedgehog cartoons.
Oh. Trux is happy to see Oogie. Asks if he's here for a rematch. Yeah. Yep. And assuming that Oogie declines needing to be back on the ship soon.
I'm here. I'm on urgent business. Got stuff to take care of, but I got something I thought you might appreciate.
Trucks watches a sample clip that Oogie presents, or is he just gonna wanting to send it over?
He'll show Trucks a sample.
Okay. He's looking at it at first. This is a cartoon.
Just watch it a second. It picks up.
He does watch it for a second, and why don't you roll me something that will demonstrate Oogie's knowledge of what the bro find entertaining. I think wisdom or charisma would probably apply here.
Charisma, definitely charisma.
And this could be connect. Could also be. I think it could be no for this.
Go with connect.
Okay. And a second later, Trucks bursts out in loud, raucous laughter. He claps Oogie on the shoulder hard. This is the best thing ever!
Oogie just like, yeah, I know, right? Oogie laughs along with him.
And he's, as far as he's expecting, that clip is the end of it. He enjoys absolutely and fully, replays it twice and laughs each time. And how does he find out that Oogie has transferred more of that?
How many seasons did we say this was? We said it was just a short run, right?
Yeah, I think it only made one season.
So what, like 16 hours?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Oogie's just grinning from ear to ear as Trucks watches the clip and goes, oh man, if you enjoy that, there's 16 hours of it on there.
He shouts, what?
Oogie pushes the data slab across the desk. Oh look, I'm not carrying my data slab. It ain't mine no more. Must belong to you.
He grabs it and loudly declares, this is mine.
And Oogie just kind of he doffs his new hat and goes, oh, I am bested. My data slab has been given up to Trucks Brixton.
He looks at Oogie. Yes, it has.
And Oogie backs away. Enjoy, my friend.
I will.
What did I just witness?
The spawn of a hit TV program.
Oogie and Trucks.
All right. Oogie does witness. He puts away the data slab. He looks mighty tempted to just watch it all right here, but he puts it away and reacquaints himself with his work duties. But he gives a happy wave to Oogie as he passes away. Not passes away. Passes out. Gosh, leaves. There we go. As he leaves.
He waves and heads back. Heads back.
All right. Any other business here? All right. You have transferred. You've given over the data storage units to Harry. Of course, Harry's going to be carrying them. And they take these back to the little office that has been set aside for their business here on Directory Station, and they start looking over what they've got. They your characters, we'll get into this over the next couple of weeks, but they hear out your recommendations of how best to use this in leverage, and over the next couple of weeks we'll talk on Discord and in our intermissions about if you want that to be a new cruiser, if you want to turn that all into asset points, how you want to handle it. But for now, I'm going to play one more news clip and then we'll take our break. Let's see. I think those two, or that one, those two should be paired together for later, and then this one, I'm going to prepare this all in advance. Let's see, back on Artemis Black News. One more moment here. And being that this music is so low-key, I may not even need to do anything about it. Let's see. Oh,
The arrival of galactic...
Stop! No! Yeah. Alright. Can y'all hear whatever's playing on Roll20?
Nothing's playing
If I
currently.
refresh, I might.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the ticket.
I'll play the Richard track in just a second here. I've just stopped the music, so don't try listening in for it. Where'd our Richard track go?
I definitely heard the music stop. Was it just like
It was just like
ambient sounds?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
The following broadcast.
Good, good.
Still have nothing playing,
Okay.
so presumably should be fine.
I heard the following broadcast, and then nothing.
Yeah.
The Secret Richard
You
track.
might have done that. You might have done that while I was refreshing my screen.
The following broad.
Yep.
Okay. Great, great.
Yep.
So here's your second news bit. I'll play this, and then we'll take a 15-minute break.
The arrival of galactic mandates Captain Paris brings fortunate tidings of the risk of sex. Denied jurisdiction to investigate or mount an operation to rescue any survivors from the downed ship, Captain Chirova had some unkind words for Executive Supervisor Pascal Claire. Mercure Corps personnel may not be responsible for firing on this ship, but if the decisions denying Galactic Mandate authority to investigate result in preventable loss of life, there will be consequences. A bold statement supported by the presence of Captain Paris, who I've just been informed has promoted to Admiral for his bravery and tactics resisting and frustrating the Raza's terrorist past.
Freedom fighters, not terrorists.
That's a definition to be split.
Well, we're not really freedom fighters so much as we are heroes of the universe.
Well, now the Raza would like to make a separation between the Raza, which is the name of a ship on which did commit terrorist acts.
Yeah, true.
And Raza, no relation to the ship,
That
just
current
using the name.
organization.
Yeah, the current.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
did actually have a terrorist past.
Totally did. It blew up a lot of stations. Well, it didn't blow them up completely, but it terrorized stations. That's what terrorists do.
Nah, just forget about that. Totally wasn't us.
All right, let's go ahead and come on back at about 1:18. We'll come back to arrival on Kamiego and finally introduce Ken.
Oculus.
All right. So we're back in frame, and you haven't gotten it yet. but I just want to say that Elena makes double what you guys make. That's what I wanted to look at, is to see just how much other NPCs are making. Sunny as a medic too. Oh, makes even more than that.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
medic's a high paid.
Yep.
but is Sonny still paying off those student loans?
Uh, that's a conversation you'll have to have with Sunny. There may be something to it. You guys, for your 58, 60 days.
Oh, yeah, we pay like 100 a day.
150 a day.
Oh, you're right, because we got a raise.
You got a raise. Yeah.
And we need to take these long trips more, y'all. Just feels like you're making so much more.
You are going to get paid 9,000 credits for this, for your away.
That's before any bonuses, if we made any.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten in. That's just a daily pay. So
Like, we basically land and boom, it's in our account.
no, they have to make sure that you're still mentally and physically fit to carry on service and receive your pay. Because if you're not, then you'll get your pay, but it'll be in a severance package.
I thought I signed up for the auto deposit. Oh.
What you didn't know is that when you signed up for auto deposit, you also signed your waivers to well, your agreement to those inspections. All right.
I don't remember doing that.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
All right. Just 6 more days after meeting back up with Armstrong and Harry, you guys are finally touching back down on Kamiego. I don't know if that's a delight, if that's a joyous sight, but it is at least home, base, headquarters of some sort, and it is also the expected delivery of your paychecks. There's some news that's come in as you've arrived, but Elena decided not to trouble you with it. It's something you can hear later. It doesn't immediately affect anything. And there's no real process to your disembarkment this time, in that you don't have to decontaminate. There's no, viral agents that you've been handling the tubes about. Nothing you have to do.
Melee zombies, but
Yeah, but then you spent almost a month.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. There is one new procedure in all of this, and her name is Alyssa Carter. A thin, waifish woman with a long ponytail and hair pulled painfully back in a very business-like just bind, wearing a somewhat loose for her body type power suit, has walked through the dust of Kamiego to meet you with a data slab held to her breast.
Do we usually have people with power armor wandering around?
No, power suit.
Power suit. Oh, okay. Like
business
working suit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, you said power suit. I'm thinking power armor.
I realized the confusion. Yeah. Nope. This is a female pants and.
I thought it was really weird that we can see the all hair thing. Okay.
Yeah. And she is just looked like she's waiting as you emerge from the ship.
Well, hello.
Howdy, this is new.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Carter. I am the command administrator, and I will be taking your debrief.
Right.
Should we
Have we done something wrong?
should we radio this in just to make sure this is legitimate?
No,
Yeah.
This is a change in procedure.
what? No, they didn't tell you. You haven't done anything wrong. Oh no.
So you say.
Right, we just need to, I guess, confirm the details.
You know, if you're a cop, you have to tell us, right?
What? Why? I'm not a cop.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, but you'd have to tell us if you were, though.
That's not even true.
Of course it is.
It's not true.
This is
I mean, if
ludicrous.
you didn't, I could just lie to you.
If you have to call it in, then call it in.
Right, I mean, just confirm you are who you say you are, you know?
Fine. She looks incredibly off-put. She looks like somebody who is incredibly off-put, trying not to look incredibly off-put.
I mean, just, you know, person we don't recognize is coming here to say they're here to debrief us. It's like,
This is all sensitive information. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, we're high-level employees.
Yeah. Do any of you want to call up, or are you gonna ask Elena to call it up?
I guess run it by Elena. Yeah, this is Elena's problem now. That's my take.
Elena agrees with you guys. She says, it's new to me. I will call over to Central, to command. And having been a former crew member of the Raza, one of the first, Elena has some special access privileges. So, when Elena calls you back in, say, 5 minutes, it may surprise some of you that she got through so quickly when you may have been trying for weeks. And it may not be such a surprise if you know her history. She says,
Sorry, our lines are currently busy. Your call is important to us. Please hang by and an operator will be with you shortly.
Is confirmed. Commander Commander LaRue says was necessary hire to coordinate and organize 3 commanders who all have visions and ideas.
Okay.
She will
So we
be
just
primary point of contact for all missions. Based on what we see so far, I give her a week.
I mean, at least we know the legit now.
And Alyssa is standing there, waiting impatiently.
Oogie shrugs, and once he's given the green light, he hands over his disk. What's data storage look like in the future?
Data storage is typically a term. Oh, sorry. I was thinking the actual item data storage, the 3 encumbrance item data storage.
That's a briefcase.
Yeah. I imagine it being like those little sci-fi quartz crystals, but not actually quartz. Some kind of silicone grown data crystal.
A USB stick.
It's a USB stick, yeah, that looks like it's made out of glass.
Okay. Oogie hands over his data crystal.
And I imagine that involves. Well, it's also a sit down and talk thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah. She beckons you to follow her, and there's a a building that appears to have been set aside for entry and exit of starships. It looks like there's some effort being made to turn this space that you're in, that you're at, into a proper starport. And now you guys have been away for a couple of months. There have been some improvements, some new construction built around Dry Sun.
Oogie crosses his fingers. Please be a swimming pool. Please be a swimming pool.
Why would you want a swimming pool, Oogie? Do you even know how to swim?
I do not, but I'd like to learn.
I mean, you need a swimming pool in order to learn. You can't just go swimming out in, space.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, you're welcome to take a spacewalk. Like most of the time, we're out in space. Well, probably not, but.
And
I'm sure it's based on the same experience.
I don't want to belabor the scene with Alyssa there. Depending on how much or how little any one of you pays heed, she is definitely taking you as the mission team aside first, but makes indication that she'll be also reviewing with the crew of the ship and basically starting to properly organize things around here. Actually, why don't you give me a wisdom notice check if you're interested in assessing this girl's capabilities, her suitability for the position she seems to have been put into, or a different skill if you think it makes sense.
Wisdom administer, please.
Oh, that actually does make a lot of sense. Yeah, absolutely.
And also, just a quick note, I want to do the scene with Armstrong as a flashback next week. I didn't want to delay it too long this week. I figured that might take a little while.
Okay. We can do that. That's part of why I want to start rolling into 2 intermissions so that we can get some of those things that might have gotten sped by. Okay. Uki's assessment is that this girl has all of the right credentials. She certainly knows what she's doing. She's just inexperienced. She's never actually done what she's doing. She's basically fresh out of college. But she is sharp.
That actually answers my question as well.
Okay.
And Oogie is going to play ball. He is going to be cooperative in such a way that she gets to come away from this interaction feeling competent at her job.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. You guys get your first night of rest in a proper private room with a private bed. One of the other new additions here is that you guys are no longer in barracks in Dry Sun. You have apartments that have been furnished for you.
Wow.
Yeah. A modest, not so much a living expense, but a modest luxuries as far as you can go down to the kitchen and you don't have to buy your food. It's not coming out of your pay. You can go down to the arcade and you don't have to put credits into the machine. Small little things, like almost kind of like living on a Google campus or working on a Google campus. Probably with just as much tracking, though.
Yeah, probably. Oh, you've got free sodas in the last hour.
Are you making a bomb with those sodas? You have to tell us if you are. Here's a form to fill out.
You need to go see a nutritionist. Too much sugar.
Oh yeah, that's actually a much more likely response. Speaking of nutritionist, you get a call fairly early in the morning to all mission team staff, and Marmoset mission crew from Sunny. Give me just a second to refresh myself. Oh. Hang on, sorry. Okay. I am laughing at myself. Alright. I probably should have taken better notes, but that's me. I don't. You get a call from Sunny expressing some emergency concern with medbay.
You don't like the sound of that.
He doesn't like the beers in the morgue.
Oh no.
Which came to light because we were cramming things in everywhere. They probably got discovered during that.
There certainly was some equipment that was best stored cold.
Let me see. Whose was those? Was that Oogie's?
That's on Oogie.
Was that Marcus? Okay.
I mean, it was probably all of us enjoying it, but it was Oogie's idea.
Well, I guess we should confront this head on. What do y'all think?
You guys all meet up at the ship door, the what is it, the ladder that extends down. It's only a patrol boat, so it's a short ladder down to the ground. Exchanging worried glances, perhaps.
Yes.
All right. Do any of you not show up? Sounds like everyone has arrived. The ship crew are a little bit delayed. The primary message was sent to mission team, converge immediately, or meet me at medbay immediately. And so you've all arrived at about the same time through sheer coincidence or the fact that she sent it to all of you at the same time. And make your way up the ladder and over to medbay. Gonna put her right over there and call that medbay. And there's some extra boxes here and there throughout the ship. Looks like they're resupplying and bringing things in. You see her standing in medbay, staring. The freezer is open, and she's staring in its direction as you come down the hallway. And then she looks over at you. The door opens. And she says, "What's this?" All of you give me a quick wisdom notice check here. Or, if your character's never really spent any time in medbay, you can skip it.
I was all set to do the roll too. I was one button away.
You're welcome to roll it still if you think that Amaya is generally observant even in passing. Oogie is required to roll. Thank you. Spent some time in med bay. All right. Archibald notices that there's new equipment here also. It looks like a stasis tube or stasis pod. And some upgraded regular surgical equipment. Just they look like things that belong in medbay, but the most outstanding of these is that stasis pod.
That's the Marmoset medbay, right?
This is the Marmoset medbay. Yeah, it did not have stasis pods before.
And Sonny's asking us what that is.
Well, she's now looking at you guys as you're entering. You're noticing this just as you enter.
Is the morgue freezer open? With
the morgue freezer is open, yes.
Yeah, with all of our
shame,
which is to say Oogie's misdeeds exposed. I'm pretty sure that Amaya has declined every time that a beer's been offered, and Archibald has only partaken once. So this is mostly on Oogie and Marcus.
but I'm pretty sure Archibald knew about it.
Oogie sees the open freezer, and he just grimaces and pulls his hat down over his eyes. Busted!
Did you order this here? Is this your idea of a joke?
Wait, which part?
She's looking at Oogie now.
I'll also look at Oogie.
Marcus looks at Oogie.
Oogie makes sheepish eye contact with Sonny and says, "All right, it was irresponsible of me to keep beer in the morgue freezer. I'm sorry."
Who even is it? What, beer? I don't care about the beer.
Wait, hold on. There's someone in that stasis pod?
Who is that?
Wait, what? Oh, what do you mean? That's just like storage, right?
No idea. I thought it was just something. This new equipment that just got installed, I guess.
It
something
is.
In there?
I asked for stasis pod after you come back from Anti, all corroded and nearly dead.
Okay.
Well, now that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I don't
could have
mind
happened.
having it. But what, they just delivered it with a person in it?
Yeah, wait. Wait. Did you cheap out? Did you get a used one?
A used one still wouldn't have anybody in it.
Of course it was. It's in use, therefore it's used.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, does there any record of, like, did he ID?
No. Take care of this.
Well,
she is trying to she's trying to slide out of the room now.
Hold on, buddy. We are no more responsible for this stasis pod than you are. I'd argue you're more responsible for it.
I don't have weapons.
I don't.
Amaya's gonna undo the sash, the spear, and give it a light toss. Problem solved.
If you don't like that, I've got a laser pistol.
This is not my job.
It's not our job either.
Your job.
Well, how about we just who delivered this? I mean, we just get in touch with them, or should we just go and open up and ask the person? Look and see who or what is in there.
It came over from that useless kid, Carter.
Well, I guess we'll radio up Carter then.
Oogie realizes that he's not in trouble for the beer and that Sonny's upset about something else. Goes over, gets one of the beers, cracks it open, hands it to Sonny and says, "You're right. This ain't your responsibility." We'll take care of it for you.
She looks simultaneously mortified and
Oh, I see. You ever look this? Will ever look that?
she pushes the spear back towards Oogie and takes a deep swig of the beer and stomps away.
Negotiations successful?
There's somebody in that stasis tube. It's hard to see. There's internal fogging going on.
I still try to wipe the window, and
That clears
I assume there's
visibility a little
window
bit.
Is it a TL5 stasis tube or is it a TL4 cryo tube?
I don't really like cryo as sci-fi, so I'm calling it a TL4 stasis tube.
Do I still need to take the however long to wake them up so they don't die?
Yeah, that was the important part.
Ah.
Is the person coming out of it going to be instantly revived, or are they going to be...
There is stasis sickness that it hits some people harder than others. It also hits harder when somebody comes out well before they're supposed to. There's supposed to be a wind down time.
Yeah, that's... So does this have that wind down time? Because if you don't do the wind down, there's a 50% chance you kill them.
Oh, you're looking at the actual book stuff. I'm not using the book stuff, just to let you know. This is purely narrative as part of the as part of the first part of my campaign. Stasis tubes don't kill people.
Also read as Dex does not want the person in the tube to be dying right now.
Right. I didn't actually even realize that there was
character, guys. Auralinx is in there.
I mean, probably, but we still need to figure this out.
Well,
Yes, I understand that.
I also didn't realize that there was an actual explicit stasis tube as opposed to cryo tube in any of the books. So I just had kind of decided that this is how stasis tubes work for me.
So, more importantly, Sunny seemed to express some urgency about this. Is that wind down already in progress?
Well, it would take some medical knowledge to assess that, or a good skill check.
Would a
Usually I'm the person that
check
would
to do
know
to
it.
see if the stasis tube has started the processes that begin the wind down?
A fix check would also work. Just to know, both know or fix would take longer than somebody with heal skill, taking a look and pressing the right buttons.
I'm working with the knowledge I have. My heal is abysmal.
Fair enough. I thought Marcus had a heal, right?
Marcus does have.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a healer.
So, who is inspecting the tube, I think, is the most pressing question.
Max is. He wants to know who's inside of this thing.
Okay. So, I'm going to let Auralinx take over my narration from here.
You didn't even upload my picture. How dare you?
Oh, you know what? I'm terrible about it. I left Ben hanging for like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
I can certainly put it up, however. Hang on.
Once you manage to get the fog on the glass port at least a little clear, there is a haggard-looking bald guy in there with bluish lips, apparently still in stasis, or at least not awake yet.
Well, Marcus, is it a cycling or no?
Well, Max is trying to find a manual equivalent for like how to start this thing. You don't want to just start pushing buttons.
You want to go ahead and start cycling it if it hasn't.
Yeah.
Or I guess I don't know if cycling's the word for it or not, but regardless.
Starting the process, basically. You don't want to just push the emergency up, and he wants to make sure, like, okay, we need to do that and that and that.
What is Marcus's heal skill?
It is +2 with a 3d6.
Okay. You can assume that Marcus knows, if you think that this is knowledge that he would have, that he can make it through whatever menus this particular model of stasis tube has with no real difficulty.
Sweet. In which case he does so.
Okay.
Well,
So,
should be starting now, I think.
Yeah. I feel like we should have checked for Carter first, but I'm gonna go ahead and ring up Carter and figure out what the deal is while
Okay.
you're doing that. And we're watching everyone here. It's like, oh god, you didn't start it, did you?
You have a direct line to Carter, and she responds rapidly. Arlinks. Leaving this bit to you also. You don't have to characterize Carter, but what information does she pass over?
He's not sure exactly who's in the pod. It was supposed to be a new crew member, she's pretty sure, but apparently the paperwork was corrupted in transit.
It's supposed to be what?
A new crew member.
New crew member. Okay. But so you just shoved them on our ship. Still in
Data
stasis.
recovery is ongoing.
Well, I look behind me. It's like, well, I guess we'll find out who it is soon enough.
All right.
Wait, did you start the pod? Says Carter.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Oh.
Marcus did.
Oh. Well. I guess we'll have to hurry up with the data then.
Wait, was I not meant to?
I don't know. We apparently they have no idea who's in that pod.
And if they were meant to be a crew member for us, they're not going to have any idea who's in the pod either.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Wait, does that mean they don't have their hello video? They're going to be real confused.
There's a crate you eventually notice sitting near the stasis pod. It says "this end up" on one side.
Is it the side that's not up?
Yeah. It looks like that crate has been through whatever the space equivalent of the new guy on the UPS team handling it is.
Okay, well, there's other stuff delivered, so I guess we start rifling through it. We'll start rifling through that. We'll work on our own data recovery while the guy wakes up.
The crate is full of primarily what probably used to be equipment. It looks like familiar sorts of things, but is now definitely spare parts. There's also a mostly intact compad. There's not a lot else in there.
Well, I guess we'll just hand him the compad when he wakes up and hope for the best.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Dexter, this is definitely postmarked or has a shipped from stamp on it. Remind me where from?
Oh shoot.
Someone's backyard.
No, I think.
It's definitely got the equivalent of Union customs markings on it, but also.
That would explain the handling.
Well, I think maybe we missed that detail because thought he would have made his way to Raza.
The odds are, but they would have had to ship them from somewhere, so just tell us where.
I don't know what you're asking me though. Shipping. What were they shipping?
Well, he was put in. I mean, he was probably mind wiped after being put in stasis, right?
Yeah, that's
because that's part of the.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
so that's part of my
point.
confusion. Is he would have arrived here, and
He would not have been in the pod when he arrived on the planet, the Kamiega.
Right.
He was put in the pod on Kamiega, presumably. I would think.
However, the box is shipped from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the box was shipped from the closest, the best postmark would have been the graveyard in Muron.
I guess not a station or a planet there, is there?
There's a derelict refueling station. It is Union. That refueling station.
Yeah, well, I guess there's. But that was an automated
Mhm.
Wait, is this David? Get it? Because they're refueling stations. April. Okay. Maybe if I swear if he comes out of that sounded just like David.
There's a picture of him.
Here we.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you never know. I'm not gonna judge. Maybe I wouldn't expect a man that looks like that to sound like David, but you never know.
Why are all the names above it? Weird.
Oh,
All
I'm
the
not
names
sure
above.
why it's giant, but that's okay.
Well, that's actually the small version. I
It's
will.
just 'cause it's not been
Yeah, I'll pog that later.
poggers.
But yeah, that's what's in the pod.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna worry overly much about how to ride from here on. I'm sure they'll. Ah, shit. They won't know anything.
So the defrost process, unless Aura Ken has other ideas on this, I call it defrost. It's still stasis, but it's still called the defrost process. Is indicating that the bulk of the winding down has been done. That normally takes a few days to a few hours, depending on how long somebody's been in it. So it must have been started at some point, and the pod is ready to be opened and release its contents.
Right, so if we got the data pad ready, you know, so we can find out who this person is, because they're ready to come out. They're cooked.
I don't think that's how stasis pods work. I'm not. I'll just hand the combat, right? I'll just hand that to, I guess, Marcus.
Wait,
I'm not gonna poke around in it. It's rude.
Yeah, exactly. So, everyone ready? You know, no spear needed at this time, correct?
What spear? I've got a sack.
I mean, it's
Okay,
unarmed.
okay.
Is he even clothed in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of hard to tell in exactly what through the little porthole, but yes.
Ooh, question. Looking at this person, does Marcus detect anything?
What is Marcus detecting with?
Metapsionics.
You do once his eyes open.
Another psychic.
For multiplying, yes.
Who's leaning over the porthole?
Marcus is just staring at you. Just, I think it's waking up.
Marcus, he's looking at you dead in the eyes.
Marcus just takes out his compad, takes a picture. I'll be saving that for later.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I want his first memories to be the fact that he saw my face.
And
Did you describe yourself as open, as a willing target for the purposes of transmit thought, Marcus?
Absolutely.
Let me out of the pod. Right into your brain.
When Marcus takes the picture, Oogie just comments, "Marcus, I know you're creepy, but you still manage to surprise me."
No. Don't worry, it'll be relevant later.
I'm sure we'll be laughing about it in the future as we work with that new crew member who's probably creeped out right now.
Anytime
no,
now.
they want to come out.
Let me out of the pod.
Yes, he's telling me to let him out. Are we letting him out?
Wait, how's he telling you he's to let him out?
I mean, just ask him.
I mean, he's still in the pod, right? That's airtight. He ain't gonna hear nothing.
If that's what you think, then sure. Max is going to begin opening the pod.
Thank you.
Well, I'll have to explain. The man's psychic and not freaking us out. So now we're just letting the psychic out of a pod.
The pod
Yeah,
opens. The guy's dressed in almost exactly normal routine issue, like space coveralls. They don't even look like they're his. They don't fit right.
They'll
Archibald.
probably want this, and Marcus pulls out the compad and just hands it over.
Yeah, do you, I guess just a quick question for you. I think I know the answer to this. Do you know who you are?
Well, he's about
The
to
guy
find
looks
out.
at you slowly.
Say what?
No.
Oh.
See, and that's what the compad's for.
Well, hopefully that's what the compad's for. We actually don't know what's on there.
He tries to turn on the compad. It doesn't boot.
Wow, we didn't even check that, did we? Wow,
Wait.
that's
Do we?
I'm gonna.
Does
I'm gonna
it need new batteries?
Hold on, let me just check in with Carter to see where they're at in that data.
Yeah.
Not even a name tag on the jumpsuit. The guy looks surprisingly calm, considering.
Okay, and where's how far along is Carter with that data?
They're having a hard time. They know he's from Ka. They figured that much out. They're pretty sure his name is Izu. And so far, that's all they got. Mostly because it occurs a lot in the data.
Uzu?
Izu.
Izu. Oh, okay. So okay, Izu. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Carter so far says your name is Izu, and you come from. Sorry, what was that again, Carter?
You know, that water planet.
Yeah, Carter. I don't know that water planet.
Ka. Nobody ever goes there. There's no point in going there.
Oogie's
All there are
eyes
is
widen.
fish.
Hang on, I'm actually gonna.
There's a whole water planet?
Yeah, I'm gonna take over from you just for a second there, Ken.
That
Instead
was still
of
Carter describing the place. This
Yeah.
is just kind of staring at the compad.
Carter says it was just in the news. Didn't you check the news?
Oh wait, what?
What am I
You think I
dealing
read
with
that
here?
stuff?
Okay.
Oh, Lance.
Wait, have we
I'll
got like
I'll
a
send it over to you,
refugee?
but for now, and then I'm sending Carter back to Arlinks.
One of you's a doctor, right?
Yes, that is Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus, it's pretty obvious to you that Izu's still showing signs of. You think it's cyanosis? He's got blued lips. He's got wrinkly fingers with blue tips, that kind of thing.
Which is cold or oxygen deprivation. Right.
It is oxygen deprivation. Yep.
Aha.
Can someone
Marcus?
fix this? He holds out the compad.
Marcus is gonna go just like out the room for a sec. He's gonna go get a bucket.
A bucket. Okay. He finds a bucket.
Fills it with water.
I worry where this is going.
Yeah, me too.
Anybody? He waves the compad around.
Marcus brings it, the bucket of water back.
Before Marcus gets back, is anybody taking the compad from Izya?
I reckon Archibald will take it away from him if, he's still holding out and Marcus has abandoned the side of the pod.
Yep. So what, tell me so I can GM this, what is the issue with the compad there?
Oh, the battery's dead.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
It's also been like bumped around a bunch and shit like that. But at least
Yeah,
in theory, it would work if it had power.
Yeah, so Archibald will tinker with it for all of like 2 seconds and then hand it to Amaya and just tell Amaya, yeah, this is broke.
It's just looking around. Oh, I'm in a med bay. I guess that makes sense.
It's up to you, Nox, if Maya is able to recognize how quickly Maya is able to recognize that it just needs to be charged, and there are wireless charging ports throughout the ship for small devices like that.
I'm sorry, is the battery just dead? Is everyone freaking out because the battery is dead? I lost something in translation
yes.
here.
We're not freaking out so much as I don't know what to do with the dead compad. I don't know what's wrong with it.
There's a general lack of technical knowledge regarding compads and compad batteries in this room.
Wild revolutionary idea, guys, and then I just put it on the charger port.
Well, mine's never died. Of course, he also like every time he goes to bed, he's like putting it in like the charging bay.
Is the Marmoset a regular model of ship?
Yes, with the exception that it has a workshop.
Okay, what model is it?
Patrol boat.
Yeah.
So this is a patrol boat, I guess.
Hence the fact that we were keeping beer in the med bay cooler.
Yeah,
There's no other place to keep it.
Oh, that's fairly standard procedure. Normally, you'd have a still somewhere in one of the cargo bays.
Well, we don't have a cargo bay. I think that was taken up by the workshop.
I think so.
You got rid of the cargo bay? What do you drink? What do you eat?
Maya really wanted a workshop.
Well, I guess you drink beer.
We need a workshop.
I mean, food's just. I mean, I guess that is a good question. Where does the food get stored?
Where's the ship docked? Where are we?
Camiego. You I don't suppose you remember anything about La Raza, do you?
No. Should I?
Yeah. I have no idea. Probably not. I imagine you've been had your brain wipes like all of us. There's a whole thing about it. They're supposed to have some video that you filmed before you went through with this, but someone really screwed the pooch.
You thought it would be on the pad?
Yeah, I was hoping to be on the compad. I didn't think to check whether it was working there. Yeah, I don't know why they thought let's just throw them on the ship and don't tell anybody.
Something went wrong.
Well, at least the memory wiping thing, that means it probably went right.
Do you have my shipping paperwork? Do you have anything? Some kind of manifest register?
Yeah, like I said, I got your name and I got where you're from, because I didn't quite pick up where you're from. But, some water
I'm
planet.
from Ka.
Speaking of water, Marcus returns with a bucket full of water.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I figured it might help your memories to, come back if you felt something familiar. So I got you some water.
Everyone has buckets.
Marcus, I don't think the memories, come back like that.
No, but, like...
They're
to feel like home, So here's some water.
I mean, I don't know. Is water comforting? Maybe.
Yeah, Ka's not home anymore.
I mean, I like...
It's just where I'm from.
Like water's more comforting to us from Camiego.
No, I've spent a lot of time on spaceships.
Huh, you remember any specifics?
I know this is a fairly standard model patrol boat. I know this is the med bay. I could probably find my way to command, no problem. I could find my way off, no problem. Unless you rearrange the corridors, which you wouldn't do because that would be expensive. And if you're in a boat like this...
Yeah, we didn't really get... I think, like I said, pretty much all we did was replace the cargo with the workshop.
Mm-hmm. Bad decision. Can I have one of those? He points at the beer.
Sure.
Oogie cracks one open, hands it over.
They're not quite ice cold anymore.
He takes it.
Yeah.
You can tell he's got tremors in his hand, but he's doing his best to look calm anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus, are you, have you checked his health? He seems a little shaky still.
Oh. I figured that was just because of the cold, but I'll check him over. Pulls out the bioscanner, gives him a quick once-over.
No, listen, fella. Maybe when that compad's charged up, it'll tell you more, but here's the deal that all of us have got. This organization, Raza, recruits folks who got troubled pasts, or so I reckon. Convinces them that it's in their best interest to give up all their memories so that they can join this battle against some alien entities called the Vega. And by all accounts, it seems like you've been recruited in just such this way.
A really dark expression goes over Izzy's face when you mention the Vega.
That
I don't know why I remember them, but...
That instinctive reaction?
I may need another beer.
I might have some history there. More than any of us had.
But what they tell us is that this memory erasure procedure makes us immune to the effects of these Vega, because they got the ability to possess folks.
I know.
Oh, well, I think he's ahead of the curve.
I don't remember much about it, but I know. Keep talking.
Well, we're kind of their mission team right now. Just moving around, setting pieces in place for Raza. I don't know what your role was supposed to be, but they done plunked you down here on the ship in this here stasis pod, and, well, apparently they started thawing you out about a month ago.
He's looking for a calendar now. Is there one in Medbay?
Yeah.
Oogie always has a data slab on him.
Yeah, and Sunny is not the kind to not have a calendar and a clock in every workspace she occupies. So it's clear and it's visible.
He gets up off of the stasis pod, I guess, and goes and stares at the calendar for a while.
December 18th today.
It wasn't the month that bothered me.
Oh yeah, it's almost Christmas, ain't it?
Actually, it's the 22nd for you guys now. 23rd now.
I thought you said we arrived on the 17th.
No, you were in Directory Station on the 17th.
Oh, okay.
Or the 16th or something like that. And then 6 more days to Camiego, plus 1 day of oh my goodness, apartment, bed, sleep, and now it's the 23rd.
Fair enough. Well, if it ain't the month that's troubling you, what's on your mind, fella?
You say I must have been in the pod for at least a month?
Did you perhaps go swimming and end up drowning, looking for relics?
No, I tried to spend as little time swimming as possible.
All right.
Marcus, that's the standard defrost time, right? About a month?
GM stepping in here. No, stasis pods have a variable. Oh, I'm sorry. I may not need to step in. Was that just Oogie not knowing?
That was Tulare reading the rules for stasis pods in the handbook.
Yeah, no. Let's so stasis pods in my 50 years future from the rulebook setting, so I can justify some advances there. Have advanced significantly. Someone that's been in stasis pods for about a month probably needs about a day to defrost. Someone who's been in a stasis pod for like a few days needs a couple of hours. Now, where Oogie is probably right, however, is that the QED for a man of Izya's age, and for actually probably most of you, well, not most of you, but for the older among you, is about a month. You would have been, he probably has been in a stasis pod with that QED sucking out his memories for a month.
I wonder where I was until I got in the pod. This is much later than I thought it would be.
I mean, we really need that compad working. Because there's a lot of questions here, and
it's been on there for 5 minutes. Oogie goes and pushes the power button.
Yeah.
It boots up. It's doing the camera recognition icon. As he holds out his hand for the pad, I assume somebody gives it to him and he takes a look at it.
Yeah. I assume it recognizes him.
Mm-hmm.
The phone unlocks. The compad unlocks.
I don't know how much help this will be.
I mean, anything's better than nothing right now.
He flips the pad around. It's a inventory and ship manifest. Doesn't seem to be his personal device if he ever had one.
Gonna quickly look through like the cargo section. Did you
It
mention
looks as
anything
though,
about cargo?
yeah, it looks as though it's a pretty regular ship's log for a pretty regular ship. It lists as the captain, actually, of the ship, as well as a whole lot of the rest of the crew. And everything looks as though it might be the better part of a year ago, at least 7 months. You don't think the compad's been booted in a long time? It's showing that it needs updates.
Okay, so
Invest in
you've
toothpaste.
been under for a little bit.
Oops, I was absolutely wrong. Sorry, it was more than a year ago.
More than a year ago.
Yes.
Then.
Wow.
I mean,
Wait a
I wonder why it's
second.
taken so long.
When did the original Raza crew get frozen and unfreeze?
That was September of 3250 is when they came out. They were in for 6 months, starting around March of 3250. And your compad there, Ken, would be right around November. It's, when those things happened.
Of last year, which was what, 3250?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not
Looks like that's the last time this was turned on.
not like somehow he was just left on the Raza this whole time, right?
No.
Okay.
Just like forgot about in storage like we did.
Here, give me that back. I'll see what I can find out. Izzy has a last name. It's Parabson.
Hooray for last names?
Mm-hmm. Is there somewhere I can go look at this?
I mean, sure. I've got a really comfortable chair for you.
Oh, you're allowed to use the chair?
Oh, yeah.
And what chair is this?
Oh, it's my special chair, don't worry. It's for psychics only, you see.
Oh.
Anybody else have a chair?
I mean, I got a regular chair. I ain't
Whoa,
like
whoa,
Yes,
whoa.
that would be preferable.
No, no, no,
Nobody
my
got a
chair.
chair like Marcus's chair.
Exactly.
chairs in the gallery. There's
Yes, I can tell.
So you want my chair, right?
No. I'd like to be left alone to look at this compad and try to figure out what happened.
yeah,
I don't have any
privacy.
time for that right now.
Marcus sulks a little.
Yeah, I don't know whether you guys have the opportunity to, run scans or anything, but I think Marcus was trying to.
Oh yeah, but you aren't going in my chair now, so might take a bit longer. I think this thing's acting up just like that compad. Oh, and he like waves around the bias scanner.
I'm still breathing. I'm not that worried about it.
I mean, have you seen how
Izzy just
blue you
gets
are?
up, takes the rest of the beer, and heads out of the med bay unless somebody stops him.
Nah, but at this point when he's walking out, Max is actually going to look at the bias scanner.
Okay. What's the Marcus find on that bioscanner there, Ken?
Well, liver damage, lots of organ damage. The guy probably spent at least some part of whatever time before he got in the stasis pod starving to death. He's not doing so good.
Yeah.
Whatever
Nice.
evidence there would be of that medically, it's there.
Nice. Yeah. Max is just gonna be like, we'll probably want to make him a meal or something at some point.
On it. Oogie's gonna go track
No
down Ivan.
spice. No spice.
Oh,
We
did he just
don't
say
want him-
no spice?
We don't want him throwing up the first thing he eats.
Oh, you said no spice. Okay.
Maybe somebody ought to take that bear away from him. Then I'm gonna go find Ivan and tell him that we got need something to eat or get down in the mess hall or whatever.
Carter rings back and suggests that while they were still navigating a, let's see, how does she put it? She puts it as navigating a small data misrouting problem. And she searches for those words just as I did. And continues on. Bring him to the administrative center. You haven't been to it yet, but here. Directions.
Yeah, right. Yeah, please do. We need to get up. Warden to Marcus, the man needs some food. So, it's all right. We take care of that first.
Of course, of course. Yes, that's a great idea.
All right. As soon as we got this man not starving, we'll head on over.
Is he starving?
Sure, I don't know.
Understood.
Y'all. Sorry. Just not like it is dumped on our laps.
Please keep me informed.
Right, will do.
Oh, he's just headed to disembark. Again, unless somebody's stopping him. What's the weather like outside, Dex?
The weather is, despite it being 2 days from, well, Christmas on our ancient and completely irrelevant calendars on every other planet, it's hot out. It's morning, so there's a brownish gray sky. Not because the sky is gray, but because there's so much dust, kicking up outside, some wind blowing, and the sun just highlights all of that, bounces it around, makes it hot. It's hot and dry.
Izzy doesn't make it outside.
Oh.
Oh,
He-
doesn't
He
make it
sees
out.
the dust storm and just turns right around.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like he passed out or something.
He sees the sun drying, it's like, oh.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
My
whole lot of
weakness.
that on this planet.
He goes looking for the nearest, really anything. Closets are good, and makes himself a place to sit in there.
I think that the whoever was getting instructions from Carter would have been able to catch up to him and catch him before he finds a closet. Basically, as he's just turning back away from the airlock.
Yeah, maybe we should sit him down because he seems to be wandering and not really, probably shouldn't be left on his own. Well, how's that food coming?
Ivan has been contacted, and despite sounding like he was asleep, has happily agreed to rush over and make some food. Less happy about it being not spicy, but agrees.
Maybe the man likes spice. But yeah, I mean, I suppose, what taking the beer away, giving them water, not in a bucket, like in a glass, or a can, or however we have water on a spaceship. Water pouch.
He's just gonna kind of sit and stare into space after having seen the outside.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go out there eventually, but we'll cross that bridge later.
His compad, now that it's on, is alerting him of news of Ka.
He'll fire that up.
All right. Give me a second here. Can you all hear the kind of Western-themed music playing right now?
I can.
I cannot. No, I've lost the music feed through
I hear Zenfra.
Yeah,
Roll20.
that happens frequently for client side, for basically not me. Usually it returns if you reload the screen. Or
Okay.
reload the
I'm
browser.
actually I'm gonna close the browser and reopen it because I tried refreshing the page earlier and it didn't work.
Okay. And if it doesn't work still, I've got the
link is in the channel.
yeah. But it's still fun to all hear it at the same time. At least it's fun for me.
It is, yeah. Nah, I can't hear it. I'll have to figure out if it's something in my settings or what. But
Let me play the Richard track just real quick. See if you hear that.
The following broadcast is...
yes.
Okay, so it's just not playing the ongoing music, which I've just now stopped, but it is going to play the the news report. Here it goes.
The price of fish across Artemis Black continues to climb as fresh food warehousing and food service markets speculate on the future sustainability of imports from Ka. UIS military forces have occupied Ka orbital space for a third week, citing numerous safety concerns related to unsafe and disruptive tourism practices. 7 dead and dozens unaccounted for, responded Captain Yasumi Yoshi, of the Shinoban ship Sword Garden. UIS is dedicated to the safety of all visitors and to preservation of Ka's natural beauty. Patrol in search of approaching vessels will continue until measures protecting both can be implemented. Meanwhile, bulk freighters experiencing delays up to 2 weeks are abandoning their fresh fish contracts in favor of onboard cargo, leaving a vacuum eagerly filled by smaller traders looking to capitalize on the situation. This is Sophia, reporting from beautiful Lohikau Echna for ABN News.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
That'd be rough.
That's and that's following a prior news report for the same location.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Something.
People are
definitely
going
forget.
diving.
I missed what you said. What was that, Ben?
Just of people going diving and, getting themselves killed because they're not experienced.
Pretty much, yeah.
You wouldn't think they'd need to bring anybody to Ka to do any diving.
More like idiots like us who are like, ooh, potentially find stuff. Let's go.
No, you don't understand. There's not a lot else to do but that and catch fish. As a result, most of us are very good at it. I suppose I was an exception.
You hear the front, well, the side, the port airlock, registering a authorized access. And the inner airlock follows quickly after. And Ivan shows up at the mess.
Our savior.
Oh,
Boogies with Ivan.
food is always save the day. Oh, who is this?
Apparently Isha,
This
and that's about all we know.
Isya. It's pleasure to
and
meet you.
Yes. Hello. You the cook?
Duh.
Do you have any fish?
Huh.
You don't. You don't want the fish at Camiego.
I realize it's a silly question given where we are. I'm just hoping. I feel like I haven't had anything I wanted to eat in a long time.
Have sandfish. We'll make do with that.
So flounder?
Duh, just like flounder.
I don't even know what flounder is.
It's a flat
Marcus
fish.
can tell that Izzy is attempting to establish telepathic contact with Ivan now.
Uh-huh.
I think it won't be very like flounder, but what the hell? Let's try it.
Is he transmitting that?
No, he's just going to say that out loud.
Okay. Let me see. So, he didn't ask for a saving throw, so he's just looking for, is he, going level 0 or level 1 with that?
Oh, I'm not trying
love-
to do anything particularly exciting with it. I just want to see it. I'm trying to get a sense of exactly how like flounder sandfish is, and I'm guessing not very.
Well, I'm looking at what he can get from that telepathic contact. Level 1 doesn't actually do anything
I
except
feel
let
like
him
level
speak
0
language.
should be sufficient to tell me if he's completely bullshitting. That's all.
Observe emotional states in a target, and for Ivan, the emotional state that is attached to this is an excitement for experimental cooking.
Yeah. So again, Izzy has accurately understood what that means for him. But what the hell?
Yes. Ivan gets to work. He calls he calls someone up and starts asking them to bring something. He can make that much out. He is speaking in Russian. So if any of you can understand Russian, I'm happy to relay what he is saying.
I have telepathic contact with him, and he's talking.
Do you have level 1 on that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like all of us should be familiar with Russian swear words.
He's not swearing. These are specific like food items that he's asking for, and they're Kamiego items, so it's not like you would have heard him talking about them while he's been cooking in Metaspace. So passing familiarity with Ivan and with Russian isn't going to cut it here. But for those of you that have more familiarity with Russian or a telepathic contact, Ivan is asking for a handful of things native to Kamiego. One of them is a type of snake, that much as you can easily make out. And another is a sand crab. It's the those little delicacies that come up from the oases. So there actually is going to be some water-based meat in this. And he hangs up and starts preparing a base or a sauce or, you know, something that cooks do while waiting for ingredients.
Smoke a cigarette, have some liquor.
No. He's preparing a meal, so he is
Those are definitely things the cooks do. I don't know what you're talking about.
They are not things that Ivan is doing right now. I won't dispute that those are things that cooks do, though. That makes sense. And if there's no chatter before then, Alexi shows up with a small sealed box of food items, mostly meats, but a couple of roots and small bits of vegetables. And Ivan continues cooking. I assume that there's some idle conversation.
Well, Max is trying to think up a, we'll say, recovery plan. For our friend here. What? How do you say it? Isaiah? Isaiah?
It's a variant of Isaiah, but it's Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Max is trying to pretty much put together a recovery plan. So that way we can get him back on his feet as soon as possible. So yeah, Max is just in the med room basically.
Yeah. Alright.
Seeing what we've got available right now, that might be able to help out.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, some of the damage done is just it's done. Especially the cyanosis? Yeah. That's just kind of permanent cellular and nerve damage. TL5 medical facilities can probably reverse it, but that's getting into the realms of reversing old age. The holy grail of medical tech, and the times that it has been accomplished have all been attached to side effects, to say the least, or are held in complete secrecy, or at least
Or
no
space criminals.
secrecy. Yeah.
I mean, we all know about the cloning program.
Yeah.
As
Which I
previously
guess
mentioned. Or are space criminals.
No,
You need
also,
to download your conscience and put it in a robot. Just hook up a bunch of PlayStations.
We need a lot of PlayStations, I think.
what are we on the PlayStation 20 at this point?
I think they've just called it PlayStation.
That doesn't even sound ambitious.
I mean, have you seen the film Chappie? You only need like, I don't know, like 20.
Forgotten about that.
That's my reference.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Especially considering the actors, nutballs they are.
Oh, the Ant Third.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Alright, we are quickly approaching the end of our session today, so I do want to close this scene out. Marcus finishes cooking. It has some of that sandfish. It has actual snake in it, just not just rattlesnake, but various snakes from Kamiega.
A large part of our diet here is reptile.
Yep. And it has the crab delicacy. He has decently managed to actually. You know what? Let me give him a roll. Let's see how well this decent is.
Is it mediocre?
What's
complete
his? I
dog
think his base skill
water?
is that. Yeah. Oh dear.
Wait, +6?
Well, he's got a +4 to the cooking stuff, and I think his base skill is +2. It might only be +1 though. Here, I can probably open up his sheet.
I mean, a 14 is still pretty damn good.
Even if you knock off a point or two, I think I'm eating pretty well here.
Yeah, no, his base skill check is +2, and he
Yeah.
has a +4 when cooking things.
Pretty damn well.
So yeah,
Better than I thought.
he has managed to get a good like ratio of the snake meat and that oasis crab meat, and turned it into a kind of ground meat that, when cooked, it doesn't reconstitute into like feeling like it's eating solid fish, but the combination that he creates feels like eating ground fish, like tuna from a can, but not tuna from a can. Um, he has created a dish that is very reminiscent of Ka. It's not a perfect recipe. He didn't have the right materials for it, but he has at least gotten the texture of ground fish done to near perfection.
This is good. Thank you. I see why they made you the cook.
He beams. Ah, and it's not even spicy.
Needs more
Okay.
salt.
Oogie gives Ivan a little punch on the arm. You are a wizard.
He is just beside himself, glowing. And unless there's any other thoughts on that scene, go ahead and close it out in the mess like that. So, I've got 2 more things that I want to do before we close out the session and go into a review. And one of those is there's one more piece of news coming at you. So I'm going to close down this, and it hasn't been nearly long enough. I'm just going to hope that playing a new thing works.
Da-da-da-dum.
Shinobu and Emperor Tajima Shiro are in the news again. Mere months after securing his rightful throne and violently eliminating the traitorous threats which had orchestrated his momentary exile, and weeks after deploying military forces to restrict border intrusions on Ka, Emperor Tajima faces a challenge that can't so easily be met by the sword. At least not while courting respect from leaders on the sector stage. Peaceful protests in Honbei and other major cities on Shinobu are gaining steam, threatening to disrupt commercial and agricultural production. The various groups leading these demonstrations have filed for their protest rights, citing as their primary concerns discontent with the swift military escalation of the government and with the hereditary authority of the emperor. According to Shinobu official records, the most common remedy sought on sworn cessation of protest affidavits is the proper and fair consideration by Emperor Tajima of moving to a republic state in which the people, not blood, decide who will be emperor. This is Richard, reporting for ABNN, and watching the rise of an empire from the United Imperial Shogunate.
Now that's a spicy news item.
Spicy meatball.
Thank you. I was worried about the length of it, but it felt like I needed all of that in there.
Yeah.
Just mad because the fish have stopped coming. Bunch of Japanese people deprived of fish. They're going to be in a bad mood.
All right. Any commentary on that?
I mean, it seems like it's really going to shit, that planet.
It's gone fine. No problems.
No, that's Sos. That's Sos is on fire.
And Kamiego's almost on fire.
It's pretty much only the dust in the air that keeps Kamiego from being on fire, right? All right. The second thing I wanted to do before closing out is I mentioned that that Dry Sun has been seeing a lot of growth, buildings, people, but I didn't say what that growth was, and I was very specific, deliberate about that, because I want you guys to think up and propose to me something that has been built into Dry Sun. It can be entertainment. It can be
Well, we know what Oogie's gonna say.
it can
Municipal swimming pool.
it can be a actual infrastructural, military. Um, just give me ideas for what the Raza has been up to. Now they have only had 2 months, so great, big, massive, huge works probably won't meet the cut.
No planetary defenses.
Military defenses of a moderate level certainly could.
I said planetary.
Oh, planetary. Yeah, no, I have missed that part.
Like those guns that should blow away any towns nearby just for firing. Damn.
And
Probably should be some military though. At least some like railgun turrets, right?
yeah, there are some basic defenses already. You can kind of expect that the Raza Command has implemented basic expectations of a military outpost. And there's also the arcade, which falls outside military outpost, where the propaganda, the Delta Rain propaganda machine is being trained.
Yeah.
But
not how I originally intended it, but it works.
that's how it has emerged.
Yeah.
Almost all of Delta Rain developments have just been emergent. And go ahead and you can put them into planning if you don't want them private for some reason. If you want them private, or if you want to ask questions before putting it out for everyone to see, that's fine. You can send that to me. And we'll come back next week with some with 2 intermission sessions in front of us before we start the next mission. And so I don't know if I'm going to. I haven't decided if I'm going to post the missions up before next week or not. What would you guys prefer? I've got them all ready. I just need to do a little bit of extra writing for the final results of your mission and the other mission. But I've got all the mission stuff ready. Do you want that now, or do you want to wait a week?
I personally would say wait a week.
Okay.
Because there'll be more in the contents in this.
I don't know. Longer to think about it might speed things up.
Yeah. That's, to me, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of it. Like I can see benefits either way, so I'm not hard to sway.
Anybody else have opinion on that?
I'm in agreement with posting it next week.
Okay.
We already have a thing to think on like this week.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was considering.
And we're also not really making a final decision until 2 weeks, right?
Right. So next week will be intermission. I can post it basically after our session next week, and then you'll have a week to decide before our next intermission. And I will need to know what missions you want being addressed by the end of our second intermission session. So yeah.
Yeah, you got time then. Yeah, that seems fine.
Okay. Okay. I did forget one final item, and that was the war machine, the war effort thing. One of the things that you guys did as a bonus objective was to I was going down a confusing path. So I was thinking of taking away the whole current and maximum and just making it, these are the points, this is what Raza has, and that's what you can spend. and increasing rewards to compensate for the fact that spending things is actually spending things and not just, kind of this temporary nebulous pool. Does that make it? Would that make it feel more like present?
I mean, it feels present to me now, even with the maximum thing. If you would do away with it, it feels weird that we would have the full resources of all of Raza at our disposal. But even if you just say that that's the portion of Raza's assets that are allocated to our mission team, seems fine.
Yeah, I mean, because what, there's 3 teams now?
There will be, yes, your team plus 2 more. 2 mission commanders you get to send out. Possibly more, depending on the results of the one shot coming up on Tuesday.
Oh my.
Right? See how that goes. Okay, I had the idea because I thought it might simplify the whole war points accounting, and make spending it more impactful. But I also didn't want to inhibit spending. And you're right, fictionally, it wouldn't be the full resources of the Raws at your disposal, but spending anything would still impact what the Raza has, how Raza interacts with and influences throughout the sector. Any thoughts? I can't hear you, Knox.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, well, I'll leave things alone. For now. I do have an interest in simplifying things because I know that I tend to go overly complex at first in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna keep this in
No.
on the back burner. And
Yeah, because I mean, I
I
don't
feel
think
like
there's
I don't get a
anything.
vote until I've at least interacted with it. So I'm hands off for right now.
that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, as it stands, it works kind of like a series of stamina bars, and they recharge, say, after a mission.
Yeah. I mean, so far, I don't think there's been an issue, so I don't see a need to change it because we've not encountered anything that would cause that discussion to come
I think
forward.
the reason that I was looking at changing it is kind of because of the impression that Nox had there is that they recharge. I've been very, very terrible at actually explaining or describing how that works because it doesn't recharge like a bar would recharge to full in between missions. It essentially increases by the same amount of points that you've added to the max, which is kind of why I feel like the temporary or the current is superfluous.
Or the maximum becomes superfluous.
Yeah, having both of them just seems to add confusion for me. But like I said, I'll leave it alone for now. I do want to go ahead and close out the formal part of our stream and give just a couple minutes for review of the session, for session review.